Hello, Mr. Shane.
Hello.
You're right, dude. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'm pretty good, man. How's your eye now?
I have a good vision again, and it seems all clear.
Happy days. Yeah, we are Cody-less, unfortunately. Um,
It's a shame.
I will assume, same as normal, he just
Cody's in a
disappears into the
Discord.
background
Cool.
somewhere.
Cody's
All
in a
right,
Discord call
all
right
right,
now.
Dobber.
He's in a Discord call with Finlay. Finlay probably like is saying, "Oh, you need to stay" and stuff.
Well, I mean, actually, he messaged saying he wasn't feeling well 2 hours ago. But if you ever
I
looked at the
know.
group chat,
I
you'd
know.
know
No,
that.
no, I saw. No, I saw. No, no. It's like, but like and that's what he did. I was saying I have to get on with my homework, and he's like, "No, you have to stay here." So yeah.
Oh, Cody, Cody's message today had me in like pretty much literal tears at my desk at work. There's something about
Right.
the blaseness of it all, and also the fact that quite often I can't really tell if he's trying to be funny or not, and that just makes it more funny to me.
I think probably not. Which makes it more funny because
Yeah, it's the deadpan nature of it. Like, she thought I was cheating loads, now she's dead.
Now she's dead.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, yeah, so last session, your party were rewarded with 100 gold pieces each from Jay Mullins for aiding the staff of the Beard and Barrel. Carl and Warforged took the wagon full of staff from the Beard and Barrel back to Griffinsteel and did a little bit of shopping, picked up some bits for people that wanted to spend some of their new earned cash, and also dropped off the staff at a hospital in Griffinsteel where Jay Mullins was going to pay for treatment, essentially. Although the initial assessment from the doctor who was there at the time was that they were quite baffled by whatever was going on, whatever kind of sort of affliction they were dealing with there. Then Carl and Warforged returned back to the Beard and Barrel where your whole party took a rest for the night. The following morning, you headed to the home of the apothecary, Kyristiona, based on information from Jay Mullins. Some pretty good directions from Elwyn in particular made finding it pretty easy. He's very good at forests, as it happens. Upon finding Kyristiona's home, you questioned her about her potential involvement, and she was pretty open about having given this brew to the brewery, but otherwise coy on having a knowledge of these effects. But with a little bit of pressure and interrogation, she eventually revealed that she was in fact responsible. She said that she hadn't intended it to work as fast as it did, but that she was aware of what would happen to anyone that drank that brew. She then explained to you that she previously suffered from the blight, which is a very rare disease in terms of like who is affected by it, but it's pretty well known at least. Although not very much is actually known about what causes it. And there is also no known cures and no known cases of anyone ever being cured of it. She claims that she visited Neelam's Grove, which is the largest forest in Austria, and whilst there she met a furbolg named Bajor, who she claims was able to cure her. She was pretty nondescript on the details of how that worked and what kind of cure this was. The only real information she gave that there was some kind of ritual involved, and that to her it felt like it lasted for days. She said that ever since that day, she has been feeling essentially haunted by the presence of the Raven Queen, who she feels watches over her. The Raven Queen is a lawful neutral god in this world, who is essentially responsible for like keeping the right course for nature and life. She is responsible for collecting the souls and the life forces of those that die, and also responsible for essentially making sure that the correct rules around life and death are followed. There is a natural way of things. She had this feeling that essentially the Raven Queen had a claim on her soul, I believe the words were. And after living with this for, she wasn't actually specific. I don't think she ever specified how long ago she was cured in your conversation with her. But she mentioned that she's lived with this daily ever since, and basically as an attempt to satisfy the Raven Queen, she was seeking to give her like souls in exchange for her own, basically. So she sabotaged this new beer that the Beard and Barrel brewed based on her recipe. With a little bit of pressure, she did mention there was basically a ready-to-use cure. There was no need to sort of make anything up. It was literally just stems of a plant called idle boar, which can be found in the same forest you were currently in. But she wasn't very keen on going to find any because she says that that area of the forest is guarded by lurkers. Following a pretty straightforward combat, other than one of your party briefly becoming petrified, she led you deeper into the forest where you found the idle boar stems. And Zirvio in particular was very keen to get their hands on this cure, so ran straight into this opening in the forest and was ambushed by three creatures known as moss lurkers. These tiny, sort of almost dwarf or gnome-like creatures who sort of blend naturally into the forest. And it looked pretty bad for Zirvio at first, but you were, as a team, eventually able to defeat these moss lurkers and gain, I think, was it 6 Idleboar stems you took?
Yes.
Yeah.
Should I have put them in my inventory? Because I should probably do that.
I believe
suppose.
I may have done that for you. Or not looking at your character sheet. I'm sure I added them to somebody's sheet.
I disagree, but it's not a problem. I can add them.
I thought I'd add them to someone's sheet. Apparently I did not. Yeah, you have 6 Idleboar stems. I mean, they're literally plant stems, so there's no real rate to them or anything. You don't have to... there's no real risk of carrying 6 and suddenly becoming encumbered.
They weigh £1 million.
Yeah, during this this encounter, throughout the whole encounter, Kyristiona kept sort of pleading with you to release her from her, the manacles you had her restrained in, that she could help, which was a offer you all politely refused, or rather just ignored entirely.
To be fair, I was busy dying.
Yes, you were. You were rather busy.
Not my fault.
Cool, yeah. So we'll pick up from there, I suppose. So you have your Idleboar stems now.
Well, that went wonderfully. Didn't it? That was good.
Oh, it's not looking.
I'd blow up Carl. Guess we head on back, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Is anybody injured in the brewery? I can't say that word. Brewery. I do. Who needs help at all? Or did everybody go back? Who was ill?
That brewery's empty.
The brewery currently has no people in.
Cool.
That we're aware of.
Yes, you left. Yeah, you left. Nobody. You
Yeah.
took everyone back to Griffin. Still, yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to a short rest, but I'm also aware that you guys might not want to do that.
I've used nothing, so I want to go on.
I was going to say, I've used spell slots and I've lost half my hit points.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, you look fine, Zara. We should be able to push on.
Yeah, sure.
Right, we're fine.
Of course. Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Hello.
So anyway, now that Carl's dead,
Yeah.
Oh, thank God for that. He was such a pain in the ass.
Can
yeah,
we,
I agree.
Oh, wait, stop doing the spell. Stop doing the
Can we
spell.
afford a cleric to revive him?
Do we
Nah,
want
he wouldn't.
to?
He wouldn't want that, would he? He wouldn't want that.
Oh, is Phil here?
Yeah.
Awkward.
Awkward.
Does that mean we can't heal Carl because he doesn't like magic?
He likes breathing more than he.
I'll remember not to cast healing spells on Carl because there's my spells being cast on him.
Excellent.
I will remember that for the future.
Yeah, you guys are happy to just press on, are you?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Cool. Yeah. So you got a particular preference on route? Do you want to, at the minute, obviously you've headed into the forest. Do you want to head back out the way you came, or do you want to try and take a more direct path back to Griffin still?
We need to pick up our cart and horses from the brewery, so we need to go past the
Oh,
brewery.
that is true.
still,
Yes,
don't
you came in on foot, didn't you?
we? Otherwise, well, unless we're leaving it, but I assume the group consensus will be to collect our cart and
I think that makes sense.
horses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have we discussed with Christelle how to make the cure? Does she need to do that at her laboratory or?
She said just them smelling it should be enough,
Ah,
I believe.
Perfect. That's okay then. We don't have to worry about trusting her.
Cool. Yeah. So you guys can begin heading back. I assume you just want to head straight back the way you came in. If you're going back to where you originated from.
Yeah, Elwyn knows the way.
I'll be back in one moment.
Okay. Yeah, so you begin sort of heading back along this sort of same route you took from Cheiristiona's home to this sort of clearing in the forest. And as you start heading back out, she starts sort of just speaking to anyone that will listen in the party, and she just begins asking, why wouldn't you let me help? I could have stopped those lurkers.
Oh, I was busy, love. I didn't realise you wanted to get out. I would have done, you know. Oh well.
How would you have helped?
Yeah, your eyes are a bit crazy.
Yeah, her hands look a bit ill, don't they? She says, I could have helped. I could have dealt with them. I could have fought alongside you. And she turns to you, Xavier, in particular, and she says, and as for being too busy, I'd warn you to be careful about lying in these forests.
How bloody rude.
Well, to be honest, you tried to kill a lot of people, and maybe even more. If your spell was going to take a long time to take effect, I could have poisoned half of Griffinsteel.
Could I just get everybody to make a perception check? Elwyn, you can make it with advantage due to your enjoyment of the forest.
Enjoyment.
My thought ends it with just that I didn't trust her.
Have I missed Mr. Warforged off this map? Sorry, Warforged. There you go.
Shall I roll again in case I get better?
Have
What
you
did I
not
roll?
have you not just rolled twice?
Just rolled one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, make another one then. Let's keep the first one.
It's not worth.
Wow.
I guess I'll allow Mr. Warforged one of those not actually here at the moment, is he? Oh, is he back? I assume he's
Hello?
back but muted. Oh, there you go.
Hello?
Five
Yeah, sorry. I came in on it getting rolled, so I just kind of like when you said it, so I rolled it and
That's
then
cool.
put my headset back on.
Elwyn, you alone, you can hear the sound of like a like a buzzing sound.
Oh.
What'd you get? You got 20. Yeah, it sounds like it's coming in your direction.
Get ready to fight. Something's attacking.
This seems like an ideal opportunity to ask. Was there a short rest taken at any point?
No.
I asked, but everyone else said no.
Oh,
You
I wasn't
know.
listening.
Something buzzing like a bee.
I thought you were talking about some sort of magic rubbish. Okay.
I actually
That's
would
fine.
have quite liked one, but it's fine. I'll
Who needs-
survive.
Who needs key points? We'll carry on.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You live.
Cool. I'm just going to. ditch the Oaken because he is not here. Yeah, so as you are sort of heading along through the forest, having this conversation, walking alongside walking alongside a sort of stream that's going through the forest. Let's bring you all over to that map.
Ooh.
Sweet, yeah. All of a sudden, Elwyn, you had this sense of like a buzzing sound. All I'm gonna do is roll initiative for everybody briefly.
Brilliant.
Everyone who is not Elwyn is surprised in this first round.
I can't be surprised for a second, I think.
You can't be surprised in Forest anyway. No, you're right. But also, you rolled pretty well, so you were not surprised.
Oh, I thought his thing applied to all of us, doesn't it? His
Oh, does
party
it?
can't be. I thought it was our party can't be surprised.
Oh.
He did
I
warn
might be
us.
wrong.
I heard shouting.
Let's have a look.
I might be remembering that wrong. That might be a different.
Your group can't become lost. Oh, actually, I'm not actually sure you are immune to being surprised,
Oh, that sucks.
unless
Terrain.
That's surprising.
Uh,
Oh, hang on, I'm looking under Natural Explorer.
that's
That is the
what
right
it
one,
is.
isn't it? Yeah.
That's
So,
So
well,
you-
yeah,
you make terrain. just can't be lost and
Yes,
difficult terrain.
yeah.
is
So you
the
can
same
still be
count,
surprised,
so
but you are not
So,
surprised.
fucking water according to this.
there might be a specific thing from the Beastmaster subclass.
I'm
Uh.
not guessing I was imagining things.
Well, it also says you remain alert to danger, which means you probably can't be like that. Always says you can't be surprised without saying the words "you can't be surprised." Do you know what I mean? Like, what does that mean? That's kind of like, I guess it's open to your interpretation as a DM. If you want to say that sometimes Alvin is not surprised, then maybe that makes sense. I don't know.
I'm happy for him to not be surprised in Woods, I think. Cool. Yeah, so, Xavier. All of a sudden, it feels like I'm
Did you put me in the back of the group?
I did put you at the back of the group.
That's bloody rude. Isn't
I
it?
mean, you were all randomly placed for what it's worth.
Oh, okay. I'll let you off then.
I've also realised this map does not scale well when you zoom. Apologies for that. Yeah, all of a sudden, you just for a moment, you feel this sort of flit of movement, sort of dashing past you really quickly, extremely quickly, in fact. And all of a sudden, some kind of small flying creature just sort of almost sort of bursts at your face, and rolls an attack against you.
Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, shield is pointless because it's a 19 total, so sure.
Cool.
Oh, brilliant. This is going to be great fun. Can only see this going well.
Why? What?
Flies.
They're flies, yeah. Yeah, you take 1 piercing damage, Xavier.
Yep.
And yeah, with this like supernatural speed, you feel this like piercing sensation in your sort of on your face, around your mouth. And as quick as you realise it, you suddenly realise your mouth is just sewn shut. It seems like this small flying creature just darted like literally through the skin of your lips and has almost used your lips itself to like sew them up. And your lips are just sewed closed. You feel your own skin just tense up and close around it, and suddenly you just can't open your mouth at all.
Who the hell wished for that?
Oh,
Because
I
don't blame
wish
anyone.
I didn't require to use any kind of speech for any of my abilities.
Ooh. Just one fly? or are there others around?
And then just as that happens, Zervil, you sort of you feel this other one darting at the other sort of the other side of you. And another one sort of dashes itself towards you. But this time it's almost as if you were I don't know if because you were put off by the first one or you were more aware, but you're able to sort of dash that one away with your hands, sort of bat it away, and it leaves you alone. And almost immediately, another just darts at your face as well.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and this one hits you once again. Again, deals 1 piercing damage. But this time you feel that same sort of sense of pain you had around your mouth. You now feel it around your sort of nose and your nostrils. And all of a sudden you realise your nostrils are closed up as well. And you become very aware immediately that all sort of sources of breath are now locked up around yourself. And you find yourself unable to breathe. Elwyn, it is your turn. And you, with your very high awareness, you probably hear them coming and are aware that they are sort of behind you. So even if Xervia wasn't able to make any sound, you're probably aware that they are there.
Is his stone mouth anything to do with like magic or anything, or is it just like?
I mean, it certainly seems like there may be some amount of magic involved, because I mean they sort of darted at his lips, and sort of almost pierced in and out of his lips, but then used his own skin, and it almost immediately then just closed up into like stitches to close his mouth and his nostrils up.
Ain't a bad thing. Can't miss.
That is a miss, yeah.
I will shout for Zen Xylophone to drink a healing potion, and that'll be my go down.
How many?
Also can't drink one. But I have a feeling that may have been Elwyn's point. So you turn around and let that arrow fly, but shooting an arrow at that distance against these quite really small creatures quite difficult. So it just sort of darts on past it, and then before you even have time to sort of lower your bow down at your side, you suddenly hear this sort of commotion just next to you as one of these suture flies attempts to attack you, and hits, dealing 1 piercing damage and also sealing your mouth.
Hold on, wait. Will my mouth be able to get sealed because I'm a robot?
Well, we'll have to find out, won't we?
Even if it does, you don't require breathing, right?
Oh yeah.
Whispergut immediately starts just again just this squealing and squawking in that basket that it's in, and the noise of it sort of squealing just sort of fills the entire sort of air in this part of the forest.
Who's Whispergut?
It's the bird, the cockatrice that Christy Caristona's got.
Caristiona.
And then another one of these suture flies appears next to you, Elwyn, and again sort of darts at you. But this one you're able to just bat away and evade it. Eleanor, it's your turn.
Yeah. I'm just going to put out my short bow and short bow one of them. I don't know why I rolled 2 dice. Is it disadvantage? I just missed that. Yeah. Wow, I still hit it. Fine.
Yeah, why was that disadvantage?
Well, probably because it's tiny.
That's because you're next to Whispergut. Normally, if you shoot out of close combat, you get disadvantage. I will sort that in 1 second. But yes, that's
oh,
it
I see.
regardless.
Yeah.
That's enough to kill it. You sort of take that bow shot, and immediately it's a hell of a shot actually to pick this sort of fly out of air with an arrow. But you do so, and you just see it sort of drop to the ground with your arrow in it.
And then I will, I don't know, take the hide action. Just hide.
You can attempt to hide. There's a few bushes around and stuff in this area. Yeah, totally. I'll get you to make a stealth check. Nice. Okie dokie. So yeah, it's Coristiona's turn. And she turns and looks at you, Xavier. And she actually tries. She sort of lifts up her manacled hands. And sort of starts moving them towards you. Do you want to react in any way?
No, even if I could, I got no reactions to do.
Nice. Yes, even with her hands manacles, she uses her action for her turn and starts tearing at those stitches in your mouth. It's pretty painful. It's not very pleasant. It does deal you 2 slashing damage.
Fantastic.
But you're although your mouth is still sealed, you can feel that you can almost sort of just breathe out of one corner of it as she's sort of tearing these stitches out that are made of your own skin. And as she does that,
that's delightful.
as she does that, another one of these flies makes itself known near you, Elwyn, and takes an attack on you. Which hits for 1 piercing damage. And now, your mouth and nose are both covered up, Elwyn. Both sort of stitched shut. Right, this closest one, the one that attacked you initially, Xavier, just tries to do the same again. Takes an attack on you, but this time you're sort of quite well prepared, and you're able to sort of just duck underneath it as it sort of just misses and goes over your head a little. Carl, do you want to punch some flies?
I do want to punch some flies. So I will. Get up to there and punch that one. In fact, I'm going to hit it with a longsword, I think.
Oh, weapons. Exciting.
Yeah. Oh, or I might miss.
Oh, come on. Try harder than that.
Use the fist.
I will. So that is my attack. Bonus actions. Nothing particularly useful unless I action surge. Got to do it sometime. I'm going to action surge.
Yeah, boy.
Inspired by and I will have another go at it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, minimum damage. Excellent.
Yeah, you second attack. You're able to swing the sword at a fly. It's pretty hard to do a lot of damage to a fly with a sword. You just sort of get a bit of a glancing blow. But you seem to do some damage and sort of anger it a little bit. Yeah.
Well, and that's it. That's all I can do. I'm just going to click action surge because I didn't actually activate it.
Cool.
Just
so
the game knows.
Nice.
There we go. Right. Okay. That's the end of my turn.
This fly here attempts to move, so Xavier or Warforged both get a reaction if they want to take it.
Yeah, I'll smack it with my stick.
Let me take the reaction tag.
Actually-
Thank you.
Which one's moving? That one.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Wait, which one?
You can
This
go.
one?
You can go first, Mr. Cormac. It's all right.
Oh, yay.
Nice.
Just go smash its head in.
Nice. Yeah, you deal 4 damage to it with your axe. Anything
And-
for you, Xavier?
Yeah, I was actually debating on my turn pulling out my dagger and cutting my mouth open, so it would make sense I'm part way into pulling out my dagger.
Yeah, that's
so I will take a swing with my dagger.
Yeah, that hits. Yeah, and you slay this suture fly,
Nice.
which means it gets nothing else on its turn. Warforged,
Good.
it's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn.
It is.
Is my mouth sewn up or
No,
anything like that?
no.
I don't think it is. Yeah.
Currently, Elwyn has his mouth and his nose sewn up. Zerviel has his nose and half of his mouth sewn up.
Wait, where's Elwyn? Elwyn, Jesus, Elwyn, you've got so many things around you. Should I go and save Elwyn, or should I stay here?
I've got it.
Huh?
There's only one thing around Alwyn, right?
2.
Well, I killed one of them.
Yeah, there was 3.
Oh, I can only see one from. I can see 2.
Should be one there, one there.
Yeah, there's.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. I need to refresh. I can only see one of those.
Ooh, bizarre.
Wait,
Kill.
But-
so what should I do?
I've got it.
Should I kill,
So if anyone
should I
was
kill
sure, there's
that
one there, one there, one there, and one there.
I'm just gonna like, uh,
What are you thinking, Mr. Warforged?
just gonna hand axe that one.
Yeah.
And I definitely miss.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, again, they're pretty agile, where they're quite small and they're sort of hovering and flying around. Yeah, you just sort of swing it and it just sort of darts out the way. Anything else you'd like to do, Warforged?
No.
Okay. Then yeah, that same one that you just took that swing at then just attempts to attack you, Warforged. Yeah, and sort of darts forward to sort of attack you, and hits the sort of what we would call your mouth, I suppose, and basically just bounces off you. Seems to do no damage at all. Does hit you, hits enough to hit your AC, but does no damage to you. Elwyn, you cannot breathe at the start of your turn.
How long can I hold my breath for?
I mean, you're in no immediate danger at the minute. You've literally had your mouth and your nose sewn shut for like 3 to 6 seconds. So for the time being, you're not in any immediate threat.
Well, I would roughly know how long I could do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like it'd probably be at least reasonable. Even in combat, like you've probably got at least 20, 25 seconds, right? I mean, at the bare minimum. Yeah, but the distraction, I guess, of the sort of lack of options enough to just throw you off a little, and you sort of swing with your dagger. It's not really good enough to hit anything.
Cole's looking that way, right?
Yep.
Cool. Zephyr striking myself.
Nice. So yeah, you get no opportunity attacks, and you get advantage on one weapon roll.
Oh!
Oh.
I would have done that before my attack if I realised that. How stupid of me.
That is something to remember for next time. I mean, that effect lasts until the spell ends, until the effect ends.
Lasts for a minute.
So yeah, like it doesn't have to be on the same turn you cast it, so it's not wasted. You'll get it on your next one. So yeah, you get no opportunity attacks, and you are a lot faster, and you deal more damage on your next hit.
Oh. 30 feet.
Yeah, you get an additional 30 feet. So yeah, you are.
Let's move back for a second.
Yeah. You're a speedy man.
It's gonna run away.
These hills are quite steep. Like there's probably at least 15, 20 feet.
How far can I get with 65?
Oh, you got a lot of movement, haven't you? I'll tell you what. I'll get you to make, just because you're sort of doing it in a bit of a rush. I'll get you to make a dexterity check for me, quick.
Ooh.
You were able to get halfway up, so you can get to here, but you can't get all the way up this sort of hill.
Oh man, I would have gone where I would have gone. That's
That's
Unfortunately,
what you get for trying to be funky, isn't it?
yeah, try and do stuff, and the GM will ruin it.
bloody
The job.
Anything else for you, Owen?
No.
Okay. Yeah, Zivio. You have half of your mouth sewn shut and the entirety of your nose.
Brilliant. So, with half of my mouth shut,
Yep.
how likely is it I'm going to be able to get a verbal component of a spell done?
That is a very good question. Let's say you can attempt to do it with a... Oh God, what's the right check for having half your mouth sewn shut?
I don't know. You tell me.
They don't specify this one in the book.
It's not
Could it be?
intelligent enough to do it, right?
Could it be history, insight, investigation, or perception?
Oh, that's a very good question. I'll tell you what. I will make it an Arcana check. We'll see how well you know the spell. I guess.
You'd think I'd be good at that, wouldn't you? So I get to make an Arcana check and then...
Yeah, make an Arcana check and then we will... Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
You're fine to cast,
I'll be able to do it, yeah.
to cast the spell.
Cool. I'm going to step this way, look over to Carl, and kind of do a bit of a, the Han Solo shrug. Because he keeps coming and standing next to me in combat. And then I'll cast Sword Burst. Oh, it is counting me as a target of this.
Yeah, I do know how to fix that, and I
kill
forgot
me.
to do it.
Yeah, it's gonna kill me. Great.
Carl, you have to make your dex save.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, Carl.
So yeah, kills that one. Does do some damage to Carl as well. No damage to the other one, and no damage to yourself.
Oh, did the other one save?
It did.
Ah, damn it.
Ow! You did that last time.
Yeah, I've warned you not to stand next to me.
Mage
and I
Slayer?
look over to...
You
Yeah.
keep getting yourself into trouble.
For what it's worth, if you do use your Mage Slayer feat, you actually could kill me right now, so go for it. Don't think there's anything I need to do bonus action-wise. I'm probably good. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that'll do.
Okay, I think I fixed it so it won't target you anymore as well,
Okay.
I believe. Yeah, and again, on Whispergut's turn, you just hear this sort of commotion and that basket sort of shaking around. Then we'll come round to here. This fly just sort of follows you up here, Elwyn. And again, attempts to just sort of sew you. But no, that is a massive miss, and we go to Eleanor's turn.
Can I see the suture fly up here?
Yeah, yeah.
This one.
Yeah, you can see it sort of buzzing around Elwyn.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't know quite how because with the height.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
you're
cool.
good.
Awesome. I'm going to just shoot it.
Yeah, of course.
Do I get advantage?
Yeah, because you are hidden.
I press the wrong button. Oh, a target's blocked by a wall, so I can't see
Yeah, go for it. Do
it.
that.
What's the advantage button again?
Alt.
Oh, well, there's one. Good rolls.
Nice.
And then I guess I'll just try to hide again.
Sure, yeah, I could just get you making another stealth check. That's a pretty good roll.
Yeah, cool. I'm done. Sorry that I couldn't help you. I did try.
Yeah, Kyristiona, she moves to here, and then, yeah, she spends another action sort of just tearing at those stitches in your mouth.
It's really going to kill me.
Does another 2 slashing damage to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're able to breathe. The stitches from your mouth are now free. Your nose is still sewed up, but you can breathe through your mouth.
And I have 4 hit points.
Excellent. Let's just keep pulling those stitches out your nose.
Yeah.
For 2 slashing damage at a time.
That's what I'm concerned about.
Yeah, this one here also dashes after Elwyn. Yeah, hits you for 1 piercing damage, Elwyn, which will force a concentration check on you. But you're fine. And this time, it actually sews up one of your ears, Elwyn, and you just feel like your whole ear just sort of suddenly bunch up, and you almost as if it's folded in over itself, and all of a sudden you lose hearing in one of your ears. Carl.
Right. Let's go. She's there. I can get round. Yeah, just going to step round. And have a go at that one.
Yeah.
do it.
Nice. Yeah, that's a hit.
That's
Oh,
better.
That is.
oh, it's not dead. Damn it.
That is
Got
not.
one hit point
That
left,
is
hasn't it?
not a dead
and-
suture fly.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Okay.
Not got any
Warforged.
superiority dice or anything.
No, I should have short rested, but
Disarm the fly.
Yeah.
I am Warforged.
I agree with your assessment, by the way. Should have short rested.
I am Warforged.
Yes,
Correct.
I agree.
Warforged.
What would Warforged like to do?
Warforged would like to Warforged.
Nice. Yeah, that's a big hit. And that's a dead suture fly.
Nice.
Warforged, the Warfly.
That's a mess of a sentence, so I'm just going to nod. Anything else you want to do in your turn, Warforged?
Where are the others then? Can I walk
The two
over
remaining
to...
ones are down here.
Can I... Wait, isn't there... I'm guessing this is difficult terrain.
There is a hill there, yeah.
So where does the hill start?
It's just like one sort of hill face, essentially.
Can I try and climb up?
Yeah, I mean, how much movement you got?
Difficult terrain doesn't slow me down, by the way, in forests.
Difficult terrain doesn't, but climbing up a surface still would, right?
You do also have to have been travelling for an hour.
I have
for
30
that to
feet
be
of
the case.
speed.
Oh, do you speed up, do you, essentially? Nice. You gain momentum as you move and become more immune.
Something like that.
Nice. Elwyn, your mouth, your nose, and one of your ears are sealed
I'm
shut.
going down the hill this time.
Yeah, you're still immune to opportunity attacks.
I'm just gonna go as far as I can towards the rest of the group.
Nice.
Oh.
You can deal with that,
And-
Warforged.
I will just dagger
Okay.
my mouse gently and just undo it if I can.
You're trying to do this gently, are you?
Yeah.
Ooh, I will get you to make a dexterity check for me.
Should I stab myself?
Accidentally blinds himself.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, you're able to just slowly pick at those stitches. You can get out half of them out, but you're able to do it quite gently to avoid sort of hurting yourself. Yeah. So which ones were you doing? Your mouth was that? Sorry.
Yeah, just my mouth.
Nice. Your ears, your nose, and half your mouth are still stitched.
Cool.
And as you do that, you suddenly notice there is another one of these flies next to you.
Of course there is. Bloody flies.
That one's been moving slowly across the map at its speed for the entire. Yeah, that hits you. As soon as you sort of carefully pull away at those stitches, Elwyn, and just as you do it, you sort of feel a bit of air. All of a sudden, you just feel it sort of pierce its way through your lips again, and your mouth is sewed up immediately again.
These guys suck.
But you do pass your concentration check. Xavier.
Cool. Well, I've had enough of this now,
You
and I'm
can
a bit
talk.
fed up. But yes, I can talk and use my hands and stuff. So I will bring up, I'll bring up my hand and kind of wave it around and summon these 3 motes of fire and cast Scorching Ray.
Nice.
Am I right? Is Scorching Ray one of the ones I cast it and then
Yeah,
do things with?
baby.
So 1.
I'm just going to move these guys down because it might complain that they're behind a
Oh, okay.
wall.
So do I have to do all of the targets at once? The Scorching Ray normally you can do like
Yes.
you make an individual attack for each. So could I assign? And
You-
if they're not dead, send another. Or
No.
that's fine. I will just do it like this, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Oh, there's a natural one in there. Oh, there's 2 natural ones in there. Great.
Nice. They were all misses.
The 13 not even hit.
13 did not even hit.
God. Wow.
The macro
Yeah.
worked and the animation was cool. The
Yeah.
attack was rubbish.
Great. Brilliant. That was fantastic. I'm really happy.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. That was
I
perfect.
cry.
Anything else for you?
No, I don't have bonus actions.
The macro is cool though, right? We can at least say that.
Oh yeah, the macro is good. Although being able to send the rays individually next time would be great.
I'll see what
That's
I can
the
do.
next. That's the next step on that one.
This suture fly sort of misses that scorching ray and then dashes over to Warforged and attempts to make a sow attack. Yeah, and that hits. He sort of dashes up towards you and again sort of darts towards your mouth, Warforged, and just pretty much just bounces off your sort of your Warforged exterior. You get hit, but you take 0 damage. Eleanor.
Yeah. So, can I get advantage?
Yes.
Cool. In which case,
Every time it's your turn, I go to sing a Biffy Clyro song. It's pathetic.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
oh wow, these are
It's not just you.
easy damage this time.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
don't have to kill it. Yeah, cool.
Kill that
And then
suture.
I'll just hide again.
Sure, Rogue.
Well, that's
Like,
rude.
well, I don't not normally like that, but like in this sort of combat, there's not really much I can do.
Yeah.
Although only a +3. Are you not proficient in stealth?
No,
Terrible rogue.
I'm not. I'm not really a stealthy rogue. It's not really my kind of roguing.
Kyristiona, she looks at you, Zerviel, and she says, your nose or the elf's mouth.
Elf's mouth. Definitely elf's mouth.
I try to word something, but nothing comes out.
Yeah, totally. You can plea all you want, but she hears nothing. Yeah, but she very kindly just rips with her fingers and tears those stitches made of your own skin out of your mouth, Elwyn, dealing 2 slashing damage to you, which also forces a Constitution check. Yeah, that's fine. You succeed. Your concentration remains. Carl.
Oh, I don't feel as happy not stood next to Xylophone, so I'm going to move
Oh, for
and
God's
over here.
sake.
And
Just can't help yourself, can you?
no, you're too attractive.
Nice. Crit hit.
Okay, hopefully that's dead.
I feel like 18 damage
I
might
bloody
be
hope
overkill
so.
on these. Yeah, you kill it.
And I'll just keep looking around
Nice.
for others.
Mr. Warforged.
I am Warforged.
Absolutely.
So, I was left up here with one of these things. Now I have to kill it.
So I am Warforged.
I am Warforged. I'm gonna be like Groot. I'm
That's
Groot.
also a crit hit.
I'm Warforged.
Oh.
Oh Jesus. Oh God, it's dead.
Nice. Yeah. And
Can I jump down the hill?
Yeah, totally.
mountain?
I'm just going to end this combat first because you guys have defeated all these creatures at this point.
I'd proper strike it in half.
I
Just
didn't like those things.
Can I talk now? Can I just do my own words?
Yeah. If you want to spend a little bit of time, you are able to. I will get you again. If you want to try and do them yourself and take no damage, it will require you to make a dexterity check for me.
Can we do multiple?
No, you can do one for all of them. That's fine.
That was a lot of experience.
They're pretty dangerous, sort of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're able, Elwyn, to sort of do the rest of those, taking no damage. Zerviel, you still have some.
My nose is sealed up,
It
right?
is, yeah.
Yeah.
How does he
Looks
smell?
looks like I'm not smelling. I
you-
told you guys, I can't smell anything, so it's fine.
Do you want me to sort it out for you, like I did mine?
No. No, I do not.
I'll heal you afterwards. I want to stab you in the nose first.
Can I have the heal first?
I'll do the heal after.
I'd really appreciate the heal first. Thanks.
Now
Okay.
I'll do the stitches in his nose.
Yeah, I kind of just stick my head up like this and tilt my nostrils towards you. Just hope that you don't kill me.
I'll get you to make another dex check then in that case.
Oh, this will be the natural one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
not great.
you sort of try, but I don't know if Zerviel's a little uncomfortable or a little unsure of you, but either you slip or they sort of dodge a little bit, but one way or another, it doesn't really go quite to plan, and you do end up doing another 2 slashing damage.
Do I have a nose piercing now?
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Do I look really cool?
Well, I mean, that's a matter of opinion.
That better.
Thanks. Like, you joke, but that was over half my hit points healed in one spell there, so yeah, that's better.
I've got no more spells now, so. Just
Yeah, I've got 2 spell slots.
Who needs
So-
spells?
Kyristiona, she turns to you immediately, Zerviel, and she says, I warned you.
Warn me of what?
You lied. You blasphemed in the forest.
I didn't lie.
You
What
didn't
did I
have
lie
time.
about?
And then you didn't have time to help me last time. And then more importantly, you said a word.
I say a lot of words, love. You're gonna have to be a lot more specific.
You blasphemed in the forest.
Okay.
Alwyn, what's blasphemous in a forest?
Is it different to what's blasphemous in the real world, like in the city? Because I'm very good at being blasphemous in a city.
I think it's your hairstyle.
That's understandable, to be fair.
She turns to you, Zervil, and she says, you know what you said.
Jake, the person, doesn't know. Should Zerviel know what he said?
For anyone that
Or is
was
this-
paying attention, you did say the word bloody.
Oh, did I?
You did.
Whoops. How could I? Oh no. I'm really, really struggling to not swear now.
Well, I was going to say is after she said that, the next time Ziriel goes to speak, I'm just going to
Mage Slayer.
put my hand on him using
Cast
those
shield as reaction.
Slayer reactions and just go. Just don't say anything.
I cast fireball. I look over to Christian and go, my apologies. I did not realise what I had said was so blasphemous.
And she just sort of turns to you and she says, the spirits of the forest, they hear everything and they protect the peace.
I like to think I'm a pretty peaceful person. I got no qualms with this forest.
Let's speak less
Stop.
and walk more.
Here.
Go. Is there any honey on these bees, wherever they are?
There's no sign of honey, no.
Okay, I'm not interested.
I mean, you can totally try and harvest them if you wish, but there's no obvious honey, no.
How big are they?
They are tiny.
Like, as in I could pick one up and they'd only be little, like, actual bug-sized? Or
Oh
like
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
fantasy bug-sized, where they're actually
They're like a slightly oversized dragonfly, I guess, but I mean, yeah, they are bug-sized. You know, you could fit one in a pocket.
I would like to pick one up and wrap it up in a bit of cloth or something and take it with me.
Sure.
A snack for later.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, you have a suture fly.
Yeah. For research purposes.
Yes, absolutely. There you go. There's a suture fly in your inventory.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Off we go then, yeah?
Yep, let's get out.
I've had
of here.
enough of this. I've had enough of this. I keep nearly dying.
It's gone really well for you, this forest.
Brilliant, yeah. To be clear, when we're walking now, Ziviel is in the centre of every single group. No matter how the group is oriented, he is going to stand in the centre.
We need in the group where it's the forest.
Sure.
Got Carl in front of me and Eleanor behind me, specifically that way round because I'm not sure I trust Carl to be behind me.
scared I'm going to be looking at your shiny ass.
Well, don't blame me. Also, that's a naughty word.
Oh yeah, I'm assuming you're not saying that out loud.
No, he
Oh,
just thinks it every time he sees me.
I, I, I think I probably would have done.
Oh, Phil! Fuck's sake! You say that, you go, look at your ass, and I just go, oh, fuck's sake, Carl! Come on!
Yeah, so you will carry on your journey for a moment or two before Carl has this this conversation. And I will make everybody make a perception check for me.
I'm back. What happened? Did
Everyone's
someone say
making
something stupid?
Yeah.
Wasn't me, to be clear.
Who said something stupid?
Who do you,
Like,
who do you really think it's going to have been?
I just mentioned his shiny ass.
Ass is not. But
Apparently it is.
Yeah, you all make a perception check, and you all hear nothing out of the ordinary.
I then question you on your metallic donkey.
Oh, I need a drink. Let's get back to the pub.
Yeah, as I said before I came downstairs, Charlie. But Ellen said less talking, more walking. Let's go.
Yeah, so you guys continue making your journey back, and you after about 40 minutes of travel or so, you come back upon Caristiona's home, and as you reach there, she turns to your party. She says, "I took you to the idol boar. I can now return to my home."
Eh, not quite. Kind of tried to poison the whole country with stuff. Like, it's a little bit of like legality to that, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I'm
I've
sorry, girl.
I've helped you. I've assisted you, and I explained. It wasn't as simple as that. I meant no real harm.
Lots of people got harmed. This is the issue.
What did you mean? Like, what did you think was going to happen? What was the end goal?
I just wanted peace.
That isn't really my question.
Insight check.
I'm asking you directly. What outcome did you think would happen from your thing? Not peace or anything else like that. What did you think was going to happen to the people that you poisoned?
Yeah, you can make your insight check, by the way. That's fine. Nice. She seems quite concerned, quite emotional as well. And yeah, she turns to you, Eleanor. She says, I knew what would happen. From what you reported, it sounds like that is what I expected, but not at this rate, or at least not at this speed.
But
that's what having to do with it. You knowingly poisoned people. Sure, they got poisoned within a day rather than within a week, but you knowingly poisoned lots of people. In fact, had your plan worked out, you would have poisoned a lot more people.
And if we don't take this route to them, are they going to recover?
No, they won't recover. They'll likely just waste away.
You're coming with us.
There must be some mercy, though.
We'll see if this route works, and then maybe we'll start thinking about the mercy.
If you take me to Griffinsteel, you should know as well as anyone that regardless of whether the stem works or not, the the watch will be my judge.
I wouldn't worry about the watch right now. They're not really your problem. We are.
I mean, the other option is that we could just hand you to the Mullins. I don't know how well.
Yeah.
What would you like to happen to you? What do you think would be a fair punishment or a fair penance for your crime of succeeding in poisoning about 15, 20 people and sentencing them therefore to death, and aiming, planning to poison thousands more? What would you like to happen? What do you think would be fair?
It will fall upon deaf ears, but you could release me now and leave me in my home, and I still live in punishment every day. The black-eyed lady, she'll be at my door every morning, every night at the end of my bed. Is that not punishment enough?
Oh,
Well, that's punishment for going against her in the initial stage, right? Surely not this. That's not punishment for
What's she
this.
What's she punishing you for?
What right does she have to deem me unsuitable, unable to live my life?
The only right. She's got the right.
The party.
She's got no more right to decide how you live your life than you have to decide to ruin that of the Mullins or the people of Griffinsteel.
This will only fall on deaf ears. Do as you will.
Oh, we will.
But you've shown yourselves not to be fools. You know what will happen to me when I'm taken back to Griffinsteel. The lady will get my soul like she wanted.
That's the way things are meant to be.
And she just looks at you, and she looks you quite dead in the eyes, and she just says, "That's the way things are meant to be." You guys just want to carry on?
Yeah.
Yeah? Cool.
I think so. Is there anything she wants us to bring from her place?
She tells you she has no need of anything there. She won't be returning here at this point.
Question.
Yes.
About the world.
Yes.
What sort of justice system does Austria have?
Austria is pretty much like heavy martial punishments. Capital punishment is in no way a rare thing.
Right. So the punishment for poisoning a bunch of people, even if you then willingly unpoisoned them, would probably be death.
This is there's no real like set laws, as much as they are sort of determined by whoever is in charge of the city or town, where something happens. But any kind of attempted murder is almost certainly a similar penalty.
Okay, cool. And then the second question on that vein would be,
oh, cool.
What sort of...
Mum says, look at your phone. Carry on.
What sort of pull does, say, for instance, the Record have on like how much does public opinion sway criminal trials? Not just the Record, but also like people campaigning in the streets or what have you.
In general, not a lot. Whoever is the sort of mayor or leader of each particular town is in charge of deeming and dishing out punishment as it is. And for the most part, the people are probably pretty much in support of that. There's probably certainly some people that would campaign against it, but in general, it's certainly not an unpopular way of doing things.
Cool, thanks.
So
Is there any way? Is there any way we can leave her here, but also lock her up?
It's manacled.
My concern is that she does the same thing again.
That's why we're taking her to the guards.
yeah,
Well, yeah, but I don't want her to die.
what do you want it to happen to her?
Well,
Oh, Sean.
you know, back. I've heard stories that other places use prisons long term, and rehabilitation.
Sam, has Austral got a prison?
There are prisons, but prisons are pretty much used for those that are waiting some kind of punishment. Pretty much all forms of justice are like retributive. Essentially, there is some kind of action. There's not really much in terms of like you know, jail or sort of incarceration.
Okay.
Prisons are pretty much just holding.
So, Eleanor, you want to just lock her up forever?
Until such time as she can be rehabilitated.
I think we should take her into the guards.
I have to agree.
Yep. Okay.
What's the Warforged opinion?
I sometimes forget just how severe Australian
Oh, what? Sorry, I was
punishment
responding to
is,
Mum.
and how Australians are such fans.
Sivil, you deciding on a coin flip?
I literally did just flip a coin. Yep.
How do I feel about this? Ding.
That's quite literally what Zivian has done. You see him pull out like a not gold piece sized coin, but like a larger,
did you
slightly larger
do
coin,
that?
and flip it.
Is the coin a coin that I recognise?
Has it got two heads?
Make a perception check. Is it alright if I say that, Sam?
Yeah, totally.
If you're trying to recognise it.
15.
I guess you can make a sleight of hand check just to see.
Oh, I'm not.
Oh, you're not trying to hide
I'm
it anyway.
flipping it. It's just whether he can see what's on the face of the coin.
Yeah, I think 15's reasonable then. Yeah.
Just he's gonna Facebook message me or whisper.
Yeah, I can do that.
All this effort to just say that your coin says Cormac sucks.
Cormac is a loser. 1, 2, 3.
Sorry, what coins are you flipping? You just said three
my
sides.
My own custom made one.
Three-sided. How would that work? A three-sided coin. What would that look like?
That is
can't.
something
That's
for you to work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I mean, all coins are three-sided.
I mean, they are right if you take the side and the two. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I mean like three.
Three
Faces.
faces. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't want to say
that's-
impossible, but that feels.
No, it is if it's
At least in any kind of traditional sense.
yeah, as long as if it's their flat faces.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. 1 second.
Oh yeah. It's private
Jason
message
messaged me.
going on.
Sorry.
Even I can't see their whispers. How frustrating.
It's because it's on Facebook.
Oh, I see. That makes more sense.
I kind of wish you could see them now.
Yes, so do I.
Can we just dart into the private chat for a second,
Yeah.
me, you and Sam?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So I can
Let's
ask a
do that.
question.
Bye
Be
bye
right back.
everybody else.
True,
Don't know if
I
that
guess.
helps your.
Yeah.
So Ziviel's dead.
Yeah.
Excellent.
What? Where'd this come from? Huh?
Eleanor and
Uh,
Xavier
Skin
briefly
colour.
went into a pocket dimension.
It was
And
pretty
fought each
obvious.
other, and I lost. No, I say we take her home.
What? What we done?
I say we take her home. She comes to Griffin's
Take
Steel
a
with us.
what?
Cool.
I don't
Okay.
see that we've got a choice. We're not.
What she tried to do, she shouldn't get away with.
What did she try? Oh, the poisoning.
There's got to
right.
be a punishment for it. Whatever that punishment may be.
We'll interrogate her properly, and if she doesn't respond with an answer that we like, we'll shove her head under the
we
water
like.
for like a couple seconds.
Oh, Cormac.
I heard.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
reading a book, and there was this really, really impressive torture method, right? Where you put this bucket full of water on someone with a torch in it.
No, you're not remembering that right. You build a fire on their chest and put the bucket over the fire. I'm sure that's how it works.
Oh.
That's what they said.
Cody's,
Oh, Cody.
Cody's talked.
My bad, I remembered it wrong. Yeah.
You know what? Fine. I
God.
bloody Australian justice is a brutal justice, but
Well,
I can't complain that justice doesn't need to be served. So
It's better than no justice.
I mean,
yeah,
isn't
yeah.
that what your fancy words in the record are supposed to do? You know, you write her story, and ask whether just executing her is right.
I don't think that our little stories in the record have enough sway for that, and also I don't wish to publish the story about rather awkward story correction. You said right here, the story until we gone through the facts of the matter about this so-called cure. However, I do think that we have a story about the illness, and I think it stops at mystery illness
I think for now, yeah.
for now.
And then we can get paid.
So yeah,
If you want, we could look to keep her in custody somewhere for a week or so.
I do think that would be a really good idea.
I feel like we are not police officers or guards. We are news reporters.
No, but we know guards.
We know it's guards as well.
I think that I could get her in a lockup for a week. We'd have to pay them.
Yeah, I agree. So quickly, Sam. In Austria, are they sort of the equivalent of detective police officers, or are they? Is it just guards who just do like some urchins nick something, they splash around the head with a truncheon?
The watch are the military guards, the police force, the legal, the watch are pretty much cover all those sort of things, yeah.
But do they do like investigations?
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, yeah. So if someone was murdered, I could go to the watch and say whoever has been murdered.
Yes.
And they would investigate it for me.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool.
We would certainly find the nearest elf. And
maybe just hand the facts over. Maybe just hand the facts over to the. I was picked up on that when you said that. I shoot you a withering look.
That's fair.
Yeah, but maybe just pick up. Maybe we just pass the facts on to the detective. I'm assuming you know a detective.
Yeah, we certainly could. I'm wondering if you. Is it possible? Can we have this conversation away from her? Just.
Yeah, I guess we can. Yeah.
Just because it seems rude to talk about her in front of her face.
It does feel super weird.
I don't think we should leave her on alone, so I don't mind standing with her.
Well, isn't she tied up?
She's in manacles. She can walk easily.
but we can see it. We can see her. We just need to move a little bit away and then just talk a bit more quietly. But what I was going to say was, she thinks that she's doing this for the Raven Queen. She thinks she's being hunted by the Raven Queen, and this was going to help her. She's not right in the head. But did that happen because of what happened to her with this cure for the blight? I guess what I'm saying is maybe it's not her fault.
Right. So you're saying that that she's maybe criminally insane.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, it's like when at night in a bar, people will get drunk, and there'll be fights, and people will get hurt. Sometimes people get killed. The person that killed them didn't necessarily set out to do that. Didn't necessarily mean to. I don't think it's clear that she really meant this. So I just think perhaps before we hand her over, before she's executed, we should find out a bit more.
The mighty Carl, what's your last name, Carl?
Garbin.
The mighty Carl Garving, showing mercy will I never.
Mm.
But I agree. I agree. I agree. We don't really know the effects of this spell. And if this is being used and sold and advertised to people as a treatment for the blight, there may be many other people like her.
I think you've hit the nail on the head there. That if she had the blight and she was cured, then that's some sort of magic, and maybe magic has just polluted her, and that's the story.
Magic.
I have heard magic's a terrible thing.
It is awful. Basically the answer is a wizard did it.
That's fair.
So yeah, I think we should take
me.
if we hand her over to the guards now, just with the full story, then by the time we get to find out what else is going on, they might have hung her. So I'm thinking if we just put her somewhere quietly where she can't get away, and just do a bit more investigation, just for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Cool. So you guys get to
Very well. I need to give Levi a story. So I've got the first half of this written up already. So I'll give him that, and then we can get to adventuring, I think.
Yep. I think that makes sense. Now, can we go to the brewery? There's got to be something to drink there.
Is the Beard and Barrel on the way back to Griffin's still, or is it sort of...
No, you'd have to come out of the forest from where you are, which would take you back to the main road, and then travel off the main road to the Beard and Brewery. You're about an hour and a half's travel from the Beard and Brewery currently, for the Beard and Barrel. Sorry.
In which case, should we short rest here?
Griffin still, right? Well, I suggested short resting last time and nobody wanted to do it.
I think we should rest now.
Sounds rubbish. Yeah.
We rest then?
Let's rest.
I don't need to rest, do I?
Yeah, you keep an eye out while we do. Oh, look.
Oh, yeah.
I do like this arcane recovery macro. That is quite fancy.
Wait, hold on.
It
so
is.
do I?
I will spend my short rest just writing up this story.
Yeah.
To pass over.
Sam,
Yes, Cormac.
do I take a short rest or do I just not do it?
I mean, you can still take one. I mean, I don't think it's going to give anything back for you, right? But I mean, you can still take one. It doesn't.
Could I get a quote from Jay Mullins for the story, please?
Oh yes. Sorry. What sort of quote were you looking for? Just on what happened, or?
Oh, just on getting back up and running, actually, more than anything.
Yes. Yeah. It was only a minor issue to production. And we will be quickly back, getting the Austrial's favourite brews back in the hands of our favourite customers.
Great.
What about your least favourite customers?
They get the rubbish stuff.
Yeah.
All, if they're paying, they're our favourite customers.
Exactly.
Sorry, it's getting Austral's favourite brew back
To our
To-
favourite customers.
to our favourite. Great. Okay, I have the story ready to go. I mean, as again,
Christmas cat.
by story, I just mean two paragraphs, but
Hey, that's worth XP, definitely.
I'm not going to write any more than that.
Cool. So yeah, you guys take a rest for an hour or so whilst Eleanor is writing her story and Warforged does Warforged things.
I must have got hit on the head. I've just had this dream about cat in clothes. It's
Single cat.
it's disturbing.
It's Christmas outfit.
Cool. So then you guys you're going back to the Beard and Barrel first, yeah?
No, and straight to Griffinsteel, right?
Then about get our car.
Oh god, yeah, we need to get our
Probably ought
cart,
to
don't
get
we?
a cart.
Yeah, I guess we'll
Cool.
take the detour.
Yeah, takes about 90 minutes, but you're able to get there with no real issues. Kairis, the owner, pretty much makes no conversation, spends most of the time sort of looking down at the ground, quite glum and unhappy. Whispergut, just every now and again, you just hear this sort of squawking, and not even like a flurry of movement, just a little bit of sort of motion against this sort of wicker basket, which is still being held in. Yeah, you get to the Beard and Barrel. There's no one there still at the moment, but your wagon and your horses are there. And then you guys are heading straight back onwards, or
Yeah, I believe so.
okay. So yeah, takes about 3 hours journey. Yeah, Zivio, your mage armor's finally ended after 8 hours.
Oh, is it? Damn.
It has.
Oh well, I'll survive.
Yeah, it takes about 3 hours journey, but you find yourselves approaching the gates of Griffinsteel, and again you wait in a short queue as the guards sort of speak to people sort of coming and going. And as you pull up again, there's 2 guards. Neither of them you recognise, not the ones you've seen previously this time. And they just ask what your business is, and they immediately seem to notice that you've got somebody in manacles, restrained in the back of your wagon. They just ask, you bounty hunters?
Worse, journalists.
And he just sort of looks at you and rolls his eyes, and he goes, funny character.
You don't know the half of it.
You wait till I crack a joke.
And yeah, then he just turns to you and says, well, Mr. Journalist, seems like you've got a young lady here in restraints.
Yeah, she's got a few questions to answer, so can't really have her running off. So.
In which case you'll be turning her over to us?
Not really watch kinds of questions, I'm afraid.
Well, you'll have to excuse us. I don't know how they do things where you come from, but if somebody's in restraints and being told that they need to answer questions, that tends to be something for the watch.
This is official record business, so.
Did Carl be talking here?
Cole's just.
No,
thinking
I got
about
this, man. I
Yeah.
thrive on chaos.
You're welcome to ask our guest here where she'd rather be.
Yeah.
And he sort of looks back into the wagon and he calls to her and he says, this group, any particular reason they seem to have you restrained? What's the story? And she looks up for a moment, makes eye contact with him, and then she just looks back down in silence at the floor of the wagon. And he sort of waits a moment, almost waiting for a response. And when none comes, he turns back to your group and he says, this is going to need a little bit more explaining. You don't just bring a female into the town, into the city in restraints with no good reason.
Chris as well.
Mr. Garbin, explain, because he's not getting it when I'm explaining it.
I'll put my flask that I was slowly sipping from down. Listen, lad. We're going to see. Oh, no, immediately. It just pauses. No, we're not going to see Levi.
Not Levi.
We're going to see Captain Wender,
He's got names. What?
and we're bringing in this girl. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what she's got involved in.
How do you know the captain? She expecting this?
Do you always tell the captain before you bring someone in?
Well, excuse me, but personally, I've never had an audience with the captain.
Oh, I'm not surprised with your attitude.
Who the hell are you?
Garbin. Carl Garbin.
And one of the other guy sort of whispers something into his ear, and you see them then sort of turn around, shoot a look at him. He goes, "Okay, on you go," and they just step back and let you guys go through.
Absolute pleasure. Cheers, gents.
You're doing the Lord's work, fellas. I give a sarcastic clap.
Yeah.
I'm just
Well, I
one
think that
second
went
while I
well.
grab a drink for Lizzie, and then I'll be back.
I think that went fantastically.
We'll make a deputy of you yet.
They're really starting to like me in this city, honestly. You should have seen it when I came here. It wasn't like that, but they're really warming to me.
Oh, where was it you came from again? Was it? I've forgotten.
What was that, sorry?
Where was it you came from again? I've forgotten.
Oh, I'm from Austria. I've not come from anywhere
you?
far.
Not sure where though.
No, I'm from. You probably wouldn't have heard of it. That's the thing. It's a bit. Cat's just attacked me. It's a bit out there. It's just there's this set of small kind of villages. Just off to the west. You probably wouldn't have heard of them.
Oh yeah, just over the river from Marshall Folk, is it? Over the water.
It's no, not over the water. Don't cross any water. No, with us drow, we don't like the water.
Is that actually a true thing? Insight check.
Sure, make an insight check.
Do drow hate water? I don't know.
Give me a second to think about it. See if I need to roll deception. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Drows hate water.
Piss off.
drow hate water. But I kind of I'm from Marshall Folk, so I'm from one of the villages of Marshall Folk. So
I you suspiciously.
Probably the best way to eye him.
I don't know. Carl's got a pretty good way of eyeing me. But yeah, it's a pretty little place. But people in Austria, in Griffinstill, I suppose, are a bit more judgy.
Yeah. People get like that after they get invaded.
You say like the rest of Austria wasn't invaded.
No. Yeah, the rest of Austria was invaded.
Yeah.
We just stare uncomfortably at each other.
Nothing uncomfortable here. I'm perfectly happy. I'm an open book. So if there's ever any questions, I'm not hiding anything. Just saying.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you find yourselves back in Griffinstill.
Oh, it's that town square again.
I take the story to Levi. I'm just going to send it in.
I would
General?
like to go with Eleanor to do this because I feel like wherever Mr. Garbin and that is going, I'm not going to be welcome.
Might need to talk to Levi first.
Oh,
Okay, well, everyone can come if they want to.
Yeah.
That's fine. But that's what I'm going to do. I sent it in general chat.
Awesome.
The actual text of it ready to go in the newspaper.
Nice. Yeah, so you sort of travel through the city and head over to the record. And yeah, as you sort of get there, there's a couple of people sort of in the sort of yard behind the record itself, and they sort of take the horses as you come back in. One of them sort of has a look in, sort of looks into the wagon as you pull up and stop, and goes, "Blimey, bringing prisoners back now, are we? I'm not sure what the editors asked you guys to do."
He said we needed some new staff. The ones in the yard aren't working hard enough.
This actually gets a smile from Eleanor. The first time I think ever that I've been amused by your presence.
And
Excellent.
this the sort of this human male that sort of said that turns around and actually looks over at Eleanor and says, "I don't know who this friend of yours is, Eleanor, but yard staff?
He's a colleague.
This guy's working with us now."
Yeah. It's a long story. You'd have to talk to like Levi has got a thing. He's doing a thing.
Is this something to do with you moving departments?
Yeah. Look, it's just a load of corporate bullshit. You know what it's like.
Yeah, I know what it's like.
But yes, we're this, and I gesture to the rest of the people. We're doing some work on a new project, and it's sort of clear my throat and look to the person, the parish owner, and say it's interesting work.
Sure. Well, I guess opinion pieces don't really tend to require me to take prisoners very often, but if that's what you journalists are up to, then who am I to question it?
Yeah, I know. Anyway, we've got biscuit on, eh? Monday go, Nate.
You too. And you see him, he just sort of walks off into one of the offices. Yeah, and you guys, what do you want to do?
First, yeah, we should take Eleanor not Eleanor. The Christine.
Aristiona.
Yeah, that one. I can't remember her name. Off somewhere. Sam, can I think of a? Are there watch stations? So sort of different buildings around the town.
Yeah,
that have
there is a central like garrison.
Mhm.
But there's also like all over the city. There's small sort of little like watch houses, yeah, or little various stations. But there is also one central garrison, yeah.
Is there a station that I can think of where I know the person
Yes,
in
yeah,
charge
definitely, yeah.
who would perhaps be eager to earn some gold to look after someone for a few days?
Yeah, you've certainly got some connections. Wender, as mentioned, would be one of them. Yeah, definitely.
Maybe Wender might be the best place. Yeah, let's go there. Yeah, let's go there. So we'll take Christina. I think maybe the cockatrice ought to stay with us. I think Leakin.
Go in his head.
Yeah, I think Leakin was keen to look after it
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep.
for now. Yeah, so we'll leave Eleanor and Z here.
Yeah.
And then maybe the Warforged and Elwyn and myself will accompany the prisoner to the watch place.
Sounds good. Okay.
I get to accompany something.
Yeah.
In a really late reaction when we start walking, I go, "Don't let us." Alright, we weren't there for the conversation. Only Eleanor was, wasn't she? About the captain's wife cheating on him.
That is true.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, alright.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, do I?
Yeah. So for the two of you that are staying here at the record, then, yeah, you sort of head on inside, and you guys are going straight for Levi, where you said.
Yeah. I'm gonna go up to his office, give him the story, collect some income, probably wages. I'm assuming it's been quite a while since we got paid last. I think
Friday is paydays.
What does he think of? What does he think of the letter?
Yeah, so
Or the story when I hand it to him.
he sort of welcomes you in when you arrive, and he sort of has a look through, and you see him sort of going through this, and as he's reading, you sort of watch his facial reactions. He seems pretty invested. He sort of goes through. You can see him almost sort of reading it out to himself as he goes through. Really?
Listen, Levi, I know this might not be much. I know this might not be what you wanted us to do. You know, finding out stories about breweries. I can't say the word. And and such. And I know that this is our first story, and the first story we had sort of fell apart. But listen, I think we're on something big here. So just give us some time, and we'll get you something juicy.
No, this is good stuff. The workers at Griffinstill, I am no judge. Refreshments matter to them, and this is the sort of thing. This will get people talking. I like it. This is a good start. The rest of your team not with you?
All dead.
What did you say? You go ahead.
I said all dead.
Oh no, just running errands,
I mean, I assumed you were here for wages.
Oh yeah, can I take them to them?
And he looks at you there. He looks at Xavier as well. And says, "Not normally protocol."
Oh, come on,
But-
you can trust me.
Oh, they can come back. They can get us ourselves then.
No.
fair.
It's fine. You're a trusted, respected member of the team, Eleanor.
We just had a hard couple of days on this story, and we've been out of town, so they just had a few, things to catch up on in the city.
Yeah, and he
Don't worry, I'll make sure the next time they come for their wages.
he hands you over enough for everybody to gain their 15 gold pieces. I will add it to Leo King because he's not here.
Yeah,
Everybody
I
else
know-
will award themselves 15 gold pieces.
I'm not going to steal any of that money. It's fine. Just to be very
You
clear.
could all have 15 gold.
Yeah. I'll be back in one tick.
Yeah, no worries. Is that it for you guys at the record?
I have a question
Yes.
for Levi. Whereabouts are we? Are we in his office?
Yeah.
So it's like pretty private.
Oh yeah. It's a private office. Yeah.
I'm just seeing what Phil said, so there's also another question. But I guess I would phrase to him in like hypothetically, say an individual, was caught or used like abilities, hypothetically, right, that was affiliated with the record. Would they be covered to use that kind of ability if it was on behalf of the record, do you reckon?
And he stops and he just sort of, you see him quite obviously sort of just eye you up and down and goes, "You're asking if we break the law?"
No. I'm aware that certain individuals in the kind of industry are permitted to perform certain talents, I suppose. I didn't know what that stretched to within the record.
I get that you're new around here, and I'm willing to tolerate that you may have maybe wherever you've worked in the past, you get to speak to employers in a different kind of sense. But I suggest you you consider your tone.
Oh, Mr. Atwood, I mean no offence, of course. It's purely a question. I'm a scholar at heart. I like to learn things.
Do I advocate my journalists breaking the law? Absolutely not, without
Oh,
question.
no, Mr. Atwood, you misunderstand. I'm not asking whether you advocate breaking the law. I'm asking specifically
Bending?
about the law and what it pertains to, and whether the law is pertained to members of an official body like this. Because I know that for some people it's wibbly wobbly and it's not. That's all I'm asking is the specifics on it.
We abide by the law, we respect the laws, and we support the laws.
That's
Does
all right.
that answer your question?
Yeah, as long as we're clear on that, that's fine. Somebody asked me and I couldn't answer, so
Levi just sort of turns to Eleanor and just says, I trust you'll be keeping a close watch on this team of yours.
Of mine. So am I getting paid more for that?
You're the one with the most experience, and we will discuss anything else as the work warrants it, I suppose.
I'll do my best, but I won't lie. You've put together a interesting group of people.
And then he just sort of claps his hands to him. He says, "So, stories for next week?"
Let's hope so.
And you think there could be more to this situation at the brewery?
Maybe, you know, I've got to have a hunch, investigator's hunch, but you never know.
Okay. I
Anyway,
trust you to make the right decisions.
Anyway, and I kind of like hold up a stack of coins he gave me. I think I've got a meeting with the rest of the team down the pub.
Well earned, I'm sure. And pass my congratulations on to them for what seems like a good first week of work.
Yeah, and I tip my hat and not I had to have a hat on, but I politely like bow or whatever and leave the room.
Cool. Bow.
I do finger
Curtsy.
guns.
You know what I mean, like that polite,
Yes,
like sort of
yeah.
like yeah. I don't know.
Cool.
Bye bye.
Actually, it is a bow. Like when you do it, like even if you don't do it like a full bow,
Yeah.
like it really is a bow, isn't it? That you're just doing.
It is, yeah. Cool. So the rest of you were accompanying Caristiona to this location of Carl's choosing, correct?
You will be taken to a place of our choosing. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So you sort of.
By the way, when we leave, I'm making excuses to the other. I need to just do something before we meet later on in the pub,
Yeah, that's cool.
and I'll PM you what I'm doing.
Yeah, no worries. Xylophone, the town is yours, I guess.
I go home and read.
Yeah. So the rest of you, you sort of walk through the city. And the city's quite busy. It's late afternoon. It's getting close to sort of the time that people will finish work and shops will start to close. There's quite a lot of people rushing around, obviously trying to get things done before sort of business sort of comes to a close. But you're able to sort of squeeze your way through town. You get a few occasional strange looks as people sort of try to make out what this sort of somewhat ragtag group are doing with this woman manacles and this obviously you have this wicker basket sort of squawking and making noises as you're sort of going around. But yeah, after say about 10-15 minutes or so walk before you come across one of the watch stations across the city. And yeah, Carl, like you are relatively familiar with this location. You sort of help yourself in. As you go in, there is there's actually there's 3 members of the watch sat in this sort of office at the time. It looks like they're having having a conversation, perhaps on something that's maybe some of the various activities they've been involved in today, or things they've been sort of watching or keeping an eye on around the city. There's these 2 male guards and a female. And the female sort of turns around as the door opens, and quite quickly just sort of immediately seems to recognise you as you walk in with your party and says, Carl, it's been, my God, it must be 2 or 3 weeks since I last saw you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm well. Is that Wenda?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm well, Captain. I've yeah. I've been keeping out of trouble.
I've told you before that you never have to refer to me by rank. That's not how friends talk.
Of course, Captain.
And
So
someone in restraints?
yeah. Well, we've got a favour to ask. I've got a favour to ask. I've been doing a little bit of work, as you know, for the record, and we came across a situation, and until we get to the bottom of exactly what's going on, we think it would be for the best if this lady here was just kept somewhere safe, kept somewhere away from other people.
She turns around to the other two watch members in here. She says, you two, you can get about. The square will be filling up pretty soon. Go and get let's get some eyes out there. And they both sort of shoot each other a look, then sort of walk out and leave this sort of watch station. Then she says, what's the story? You can't just bring me somebody and ask me to what? Hide them?
Yeah, a little bit more than hide. I'll give her a rough idea of the story. Tell them about the brewery. Tell them about the Mullins, and that they're not well. And I will explain that we think she was involved, but we don't know whether it was really intentional or not.
Okay.
And that's what we want to find out. But I feel if she was involved, I don't think we can let her just walk away. I won't tell her quite how serious it was about her, maybe the plan to poison the whole town.
Okay. She sort of, she listens, takes it all in. She just sort of, I'll help you, but I don't know how long I can hide. We obviously keep records of anyone we have incarcerated. I mean, there's only so long I can just keep somebody here for unspecified reasons, but
just a couple.
I trust you.
3 days, maybe 4. How long would it take us to get to Pear Tree on the lightning train?
On the lightning train, that is a good question. 8 hours travel via lightning rail.
Yeah, just 4 days. 4 days at the most, and then we'll know. We need to go and check something out.
You're lucky. You're lucky. I'm pulling double shifts at the minute. I'll be here. I'll be here every day for the next few days. Like, I'll do it, but this is a big favour.
It is a favour, but it's for a good cause. And we just want to make sure that we know what's going on before it all blows up and gets bureaucratic. That's really it. So if you just keep a lid on her for a few days. I know it's not going to be easy or cheap. I'll get 5 gold and give her just put it on the table and push it across. Just to be clear, this isn't a bribe. This isn't for you. This is just to pay for expenses.
She immediately pushes it straight back quite forcefully. She says, "Carl, you never have to pay me anything."
I'm not paying you. This is to cover the expenses.
Okay, I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue.
Yeah. You can buy the other lads a drink if need be, but she'll need feeding. Thank you. I appreciate it. Levi will appreciate it as well.
And and she nods over at she nods at Elwyn and Warforged. She just says, you two rolling with Carl then?
I- what is your relationship? Are you like? Is this your other half, Carl?
she she laughs. She laughs and she says, Carl wishes.
You're young enough to be my daughter. No, this is
Oh, you're
Captain
all the
Wender.
same age to me.
Oh dear, that's probably true. No, this is Captain Wender. She's a she's one of the good ones.
Would a random person like me know what the ranks of the watch meant? Because there's also another captain that we talked about earlier. Is it just one captain of the watch, or is there many?
No, so captains. Sorry, go on.
Well, I was going to say she might not be a captain. I think I may have made that up.
No, she is a captain.
Oh,
You're
good.
safe. No, there's the different sort of areas of the city themselves. Each have a captain that sort of oversees that particular area. They're kind of, I guess, middle management kind of level. You know, they certainly don't run the city, but they have some sort of say over that sort of local part of the city.
Right, so there's maybe like 7 or 10 or whatever.
Yeah,
of these captains.
yeah,
Right,
you know,
okay.
yeah.
And it's basically that. I assume there's like one rank above that, which is like
Yes.
Lord, I don't know.
Yeah, there's sort of like a commissioner type figure, I suppose.
Commission,
over that,
yeah, right. So they are the second highest rank
That's right. Yeah.
in the force. Cool, awesome. Just so I get an idea of who this friend of Carl. Not that I know that you're a friend, but I certainly know you have some connection from what I did witness. Cool. Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah. Elwyn's. I'll say to Wender. Elwyn, he's all right for an elf. He reckons he's hundreds of years old.
She sort of laughs. She says, "All right for an elf. You've definitely changed, Carl."
I don't know. We'll see. And the other thing, honestly, your guess is as good as mine.
So what's the story here? Like,
I think he belongs to Levi. I think he's a Warforged for the record. Yeah, he's a worker at the record. I think.
And she sort of points at Warforged. She says, it's one of those ones that can't speak.
No, I can speak.
Hey,
Hi.
good to meet you. And she sort of looks at Carl. She says, "How do they work? Are they like they pre-recorded? Can they just?"
I think it's clockwork, but I'm really not sure.
Can it answer any question? What's the weather like?
I mean, hold on. Wait. Where are we right now? Are we in like a building?
You are, yeah.
How far away is the exit of the building?
Oh, you're just stood in front of a doorway, like.
Okay, I walk out the exit of the building, look up at the sky, walk back in, and say what the weather is.
Yeah, but it's just like pretty clear skies today, yeah. She goes, "Hey, pretty handy if you can't be bothered to walk outside by yourself, I guess."
It's amazing.
Yeah.
To be fair, one of the best members of the team we've got, I think.
Well, I don't know what it says about the rest of them, but sure.
Yeah, I think you do.
Well, yeah. I mean, we'll watch her for as long as I can, but.
Hey, 4 days. We'll be back in 4 days, and then we'll know.
Okay.
Birdie.
And you look after yourself, yeah.
Yeah, and you. It's been good. We'll yeah. When I'm back in town, I'll come back round.
I do mean that though. You're looking after yourself, right?
Yeah. So far, I've got to really with these guys.
Cool. Okay. Good.
Just keep them busy.
Well, I'll see you in a few days.
Yeah. I will hurry them out before
Okay.
something unfortunate happens, and just be so glad that Z wasn't there.
Okay. What's everybody doing?
I think we should get to the hospital, guys. It's just occurred to me. Who's
Well,
got the? Who's got the?
Yeah.
We need to find Z.
Suddenly dawned on me. I was like, "Oh wait, we're here for a purpose, guys. It wasn't just to get paid." And I'm back at my house with all of the stuff to heal these guys.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
No.
I'm off doing what I'm doing. So
I assume a discussion might have been made of meeting up at the hospital instead. So I guess I will venture there instead of sitting at home reading a book. And hopefully meet up with the crew that are heading there.
Presumably, you arranged to meet there at some point.
Yeah.
Because unlike me, my character is not an idiot.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I think I'll probably get to the hospital about 5 to 10 minutes after you get there. So I have a little errand to run, and then I get to you.
Yeah. That's cool. Xavier, you make your way over to the hospital, and as you get there, you actually, as fate would have it, you actually see Carl, Warforged, and Elwyn just sort of coming down a path on the opposite side of this sort of T-junction at the same time as you, and yeah, you sort of spot each other, and you guys are able to.
In
Sorry.
the opposite direction and get away from. Trying to ignore him.
You can do. Cool. You're all heading to this hospital, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. You sort of head over there, and it's as you're sort of heading over there, only just as just before you arrive there, Eleanor, only a few minutes behind you, Xavier, only maybe sort of 5-10 minutes at most, sort of catches up with you, and you have your whole group together as you arrive at the hospital.
Oh.
Hi everyone.
Yeah.
How you all doing?
Hi. I start handing out the cash.
Ooh.
Payday.
15 gold each.
Yeah.
Excellent. And did he give us something for expenses as well?
Nope.
15 gold each.
15 gold each.
Isn't that our pay?
He I don't know what happened, but like we were just talking, and then suddenly he got really annoyed, and then that was it. So I didn't get a chance to ask him.
Xavier drove a real hard bargain trying to get expenses, yeah.
Yeah, I really tried hard. He just seemed so angry all of a sudden.
I can't think. I can't think why.
I don't understand how I annoy people so much.
Maybe bringing Xavier up if we want to get some money is not a good idea. I think just 15 gold a week is very generous income for what we've achieved so far.
Plus, I mean, if we keep helping people like the Mullins, they're loaded and they were paying quite well. So
they were. Yeah, I keep forgetting. I keep looking at my money and thinking I want their money, but actually
they paid us 100 gold each. So.
Yeah, I've already bought two potions as well.
Yeah.
Have they actually paid us 100 gold each?
Yeah, they paid us 100 gold each, but I think you guys spent it.
Oh yeah, healing potions.
Yeah, I spent my money on healing potions. Also, we need to go to what's it called as well, the pub, and I'm pretty sure they owe us some money.
They do, yeah.
This is great. You get paid twice for stories.
It was.
Maybe
20 gold. I think it would classify as trouble, so 20 gold pieces each.
Yeah.
I'll pay from that because I think that would classify as trouble.
We'll see what we can convince them.
Let me handle it, okay? I got this. I'm very convincing.
So let's give
you
these...
heading to the pub now for money rather than going to the hospital?
No, we're going to the hospital.
This is sort of like a discussion as I'm assuming Xavier's like handing over this route or whatever. I guess we just.
How much route have you got?
Some. Why?
Well, I think she said that only they need
They
just
only need
one to
one.
cure them.
You're
I think
absolutely right.
maybe we should give them 2, just to be on the safe side. I'm just wondering if we might better sell the others.
Could be worth keeping them in case when it goes to this third bowl, he tries poisoning us, and then we've got.
Well, that's
yeah,
true.
I'm holding on to one.
Are they just generic anti-poison things? Maybe I'll tell you what. Let's go into the hospital.
Have a look. See what they think. See what they say.
See if we can find a doctor.
I'll stand back. It's fine.
Even better. Yeah, Sam. We'll go into the hospital.
I'll get you all
See
to
if we
make a
can-
medicine check just to see if you do have any knowledge based on your question on the idle ball.
Nope.
Idle ball.
No, not particularly.
Mr. Warforged?
I forget you can throw people's dice around.
Okay, Carlo is expert medicine knowledge.
Oh wow. Wait, did you roll 20 and get a -1?
Yeah, I've got a -1 on.
That's amazing.
Don't know why it's giving me no result for Xavier.
It was a 2.
Excellent. It doesn't
you know,
matter in that case.
Embarrassed.
I'll be honest about
Yeah,
that.
none of you seem to have great knowledge. Carl, though, you're sort of vaguely familiar with Idle War. Maybe you've come across it a few times in sort of dealings with the watch. It is sometimes, it's a sort of item which sometimes will get tried to get smuggled in illegally. It's not like massively valuable. It's a natural resource. It sort of grows, but there is quite a demand for it quite a lot of the time. It's actually most commonly considered to be almost a bit of a snake oil type thing, I guess. It's a sort of ingredient that's just rare enough that people kind of will attribute it as a cure for pretty much anything. But whether that's actually effective, pretty much any medical professional would tell you no, never.
We've waited till the point we got to the hospital with it to save the day to realise that it's a snake oil
Not
cure.
real. Well, I guess we'll find out.
And we spoke about declaring it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm more worried about the fact that I've just smuggled in 6 lots of this stuff in my bag on the way in.
Cool, yes, you head into the hospital. And the same doctor who saw Carl and Warforged only earlier this morning sort of recognises, particularly Warforged would stand out in any crowd, I guess, other than a crowd of Warforged. And yeah, she immediately comes over to you, comes over and she says, if you hear about the crew from the Beard and Barrel you bought this morning, it's not looking good.
Are they getting worse?
They just seem to be slowing entirely. They're barely moving.
We think we went back to the brewery and we had a look around, and we think that there was some poison, something had gotten into the beer, and the apothecary near said that basically that this would help.
What
Look
what
over at
is
Z.
it?
It's
Come on.
Idle boy.
Idle
You
boy.
see immediately the sort of mood on her face just looks a little bit exasperated. She says, cool, and who told you Idle boy would cure this? Someone in the market?
Someone at the brewery, someone who's been working with them.
Someone at a brewery told you that Idle ball was the answer.
Yeah.
You'll have to
now I
excuse
say
me,
it.
but we're professionals.
Could we try it? I mean, your professional medicine's not working.
And what's the solution? What are we mixing this with? Like,
No, just put it under their nose, let them sniff it. That's all we're told. It's gonna not harm these people, hopefully. And it's just gonna be nice and easy. It's not any effort for you. We do it ourselves if you really want to. I'm gonna try and this is persuasion.
yeah, go for it.
18.
She just sort of looks at you. There's a bit of a tired look on her face. She goes, "Do you know what? I work 12-hour shifts here, trying to do whatever I can to save people, dealing with their injuries, the bar brawls that come in first thing in the morning. Sure, if you want to put some idle bore under somebody's nose, be my guest." And she sort of takes you guys through to this this sort of ward where all the staff are there, and Jay Mullins is actually still there. And as you come in, he immediately sort of gets up to his feet and he says, "Did you find her, Christiana?"
Yeah, we did.
And what?
And she says this will help.
Where is she now? She did this to my family and my staff.
We're investigating. We'll find out.
What? Where she is?
Yeah.
But you just said she told you this would help,
Yeah, she did.
and you don't know where she is.
Not at the moment. Let's see if this helps first. That's
And
the
he
first
just sort of shakes his head and he says, I hope you're not looking for further reward. But yeah, sure. You, Zerviel, you sort of take this Idabor out, and like I say, it has this real sort of like quite overpowering sort of scent. It's pretty pungent.
Not a problem.
Yeah, and you should have kept your nose sewed shut.
I can't smell it. It's fine.
You take it over, and the first staff member you sort of approach, before you even get to them, almost immediately you see this sort of like their eyes start sort of blinking and moving, and all of a sudden their eyeballs dart side to side, like they're almost as if they just come to consciousness, and they immediately start like coughing and hacking, and then sort of sit up in the bed, and the nurse, this nurse that was attending to them immediately sort of runs over. And looks over at the doctor, which sort of allowed you to come and do this, and says, "Doctor, what's going on? Who are these people?" And the doctor just says, and she looks absolutely lost for words, and she's just sort of they brought them here, and apparently they have an answer for this.
I just start laughing. Start walking around the room with this audible stick. I just go, "I'm the greatest doctor in the world!" and just start waving it under the...
Yeah.
I hope you're skipping at the same time.
Yeah, like proper, like
Yeah.
flamboyantly round the room like this.
Yeah.
Because I'm very proud of myself.
You go round sort of like bed to bed, and it seems to have this just immediate restorative effect on every single one of them. Yeah, and immediately they're sort of like, all of them look a little bit tired, a little bit weary from whatever has happened to them, but immediately they begin sort of talking to each other and greeting each other, and Jay immediately begins talking to his sister and his brother and sort of embraces them both, and you can hear him sort of explaining what had happened, and that this group had sort of stepped in and helped, and that had, restrained everybody without doing any harm to them.
I go over, after I've gone around the room, I go over to the doctor that didn't obviously cash. I go, just checking, how much is the daily pay as the doctor of this ward? 'Cause, I mean,
she just looks a little bit dumbfounded, to be honest, and she just looks at you and she says, "What have you done with this idol, boar?"
Waved it around. I thought I was pretty clear on that one, though.
And this is natural idol, boar.
Yeah, picked it myself.
And you see her, she's just like almost shaking her head. She doesn't really seem to know how to respond to you. She goes, "Well, I'll be damned."
Would have been if we hadn't stepped in, wouldn't you?
Well, I'm not one to argue. I don't understand what's happened here, but my primary concern, my job is to see that people are treated and are healthy, and I suppose I thank you for that.
Oh, you're very welcome. Been our pleasure.
What's the story with you guys?
Oh, it's a good one. It is good, but I mean, I know you're busy. I would hate to talk your ear off. You know, I've been told I ramble a little bit, so.
I can recommend picking up the latest edition of the record.
Oh yeah, we write that, so you should check that out.
And her face also almost immediately changes, and you see she sort of looks at you with this sort of almost slight look of disdain, and she goes, "Oh, this is about selling newspapers."
Surely you're familiar with
No,
my.
you're bloody stupid.
Jesus.
Sometimes you're saying bloody
What
newspapers.
this is a troupe of actors?
No,
They look like actors.
this video
I mean, okay, yes, I might look a
It's a
bit like
bit-
an actor. I
it's a
get
bit
that,
odd.
yes. But do the rest of these guys look like bloody actors?
Have you ever heard of the phrase "the truth"? What is it? The truth is stranger than fiction. That's what we're living right now.
And she looks like she just hasn't got the patience to argue. She says, "They're healthy. That's my primary concern."
Listen,
Ours as well.
do you have 5 minutes where I can just chat to you about something,
Yeah, sure.
Doctor? So I'm gonna ask Doctor. We can fast forward this conversation. Is there a story with the doctors being overworked and underpaid?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like that's our everyday existence.
Okay. Can I get like I'm going to shortcut this because it's long, but
Yeah.
I'll get enough stuff to write a short story about it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like a first-hand experience type piece. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll just write it down. I won't necessarily give it into Levi straight away, but
Yeah,
I'll
that's
just
cool.
keep it in the back pocket.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
say, I'll say, look, the record isn't always keen on these sorts of stories because they like to keep the morale up in the empire. But if I've got anything to do with it, your story will be heard.
She seems a little bit charmed, if anything, that somebody's sort of recognised the work they do.
I'm a charming woman.
Yeah.
Cool.
I guess what would you guys like to do?
Well, job's a good un, so pub?
At the pub.
Bob.
Nice. Yeah. So you head across town, and you arrive at the Sneaking Prophet at just about the same time that most of the sort of workers and manual labourers around the city begin to pour in. It's the beginnings of a Friday evening. It's a busy place, and it's already sort of quite packed quite quickly. There's no seating room at all. There's people just sort of basically just stood all around the place. But there's still enough room to move, but it's pretty packed.
Oh, quick question. The doctor. What race was the doctor?
Oh, she was a halfling.
Halfling. Okay, fine. She wasn't an elf. Were there elves around?
Not that you could see in there, no.
Thank you.
See, you're in rare company.
Yeah, I can see the delight on Carl's face.
Indeed.
Right, he's warming to me. Do we, by any chance, on the way to the pub, pass by any kind of shops or anything?
Yeah. There's
Um,
plenty of shops.
I don't know where Mr. Garvin, and thank you, Mr. Garvin, I don't know where he picked up that diamond for me. But if we are going, or if I could take a short detour to go to the shop that he went to pick that up
I
for
will
me.
tell you where it is.
I am looking for a pearl.
The best place to find that would be Here Comes the Sunstone, obviously.
Oh, actually, think about it. Nope, I'm not quite looking for a pearl because I am 9 gold short of getting the size pearl I want. So forget that. I'll get one another day.
Boo-hoo.
I mentioned potentially wanting a pearl at some point in the future to these guys, and I get the name of the shop off Carl.
They all do a partridge shrug.
Yeah. They won't be in the future when I'm identifying shit for them.
Mm.
Cool.
So
Let's get paid, right?
let's get paid.
I'll let you do the talking, Mr. Garvin. You're better with people than me.
It wasn't me. Who made the deal with the
I have no idea, but
I think that was
I,
Eleanor.
I did.
Well, do you want to go and collect our reward?
Yeah, give me 1
Around?
second. I had the name up. Wiggins.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wiggins, my friend, how you doing?
Hey, yeah, I recognise you from the other day.
Yeah, you agreed to pay us money.
Well,
Remember?
I agreed to pay you money if you found my missing delivery.
We have. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Well, I mean, I want my drinks.
The bad news is that you're not getting them. The good news is that production should be back up and running fairly shortly. The great news is that had we delivered your goods, your drinks, you would have murdered everybody in this room.
Whoa.
And you hear Gozu's sort of perched on the end of the bar and immediately just almost starts sort of almost a little bit comically laughing and reacting to this story, and says just sort of turns to Wiggins and says, "This one saw you coming."
Listen, there was a production error. If you don't believe me, you can read about it in the latest record.
Which she works for, Gozu points out.
Indeed.
Nice.
Or you can go and see Jay Mullins himself.
Mullins is going to show his face here after not bringing my last delivery.
Look, it's not really his fault. I don't want to go into specifics. It doesn't really matter. The reality is that we sorted it for you. You're getting it as soon as possible, and it's not just you. Every other bar, the tavern in the whole of Austria doesn't have their bid and barrel. But Wiggins is going to sort it out. Mullins is going to sort it out for you ASAP. So yeah. Good news and bad news. Unfortunately, it's you're lucky that you didn't get it. Really, it would have been horrific.
Am I?
So it's just a matter of our payment.
20
I
gold
believe that-
pieces if you bought my delivery to me.
I believe it was 20 gold pieces each if it caused us trouble.
Sounds like a sub-agreement to bring in my delivery to me.
Nope. We worked bloody hard and we almost died for you.
And you didn't
Wiggins.
bring me my missing delivery.
Well, there's no delivery to bring you.
So my delivery isn't here.
But would you rather we bought you poisoned beer?
Make a persuasion check for me.
Oof.
That's so close to the 19 as well on the fake roll, which doesn't actually have any relationship to it.
And Gozu almost, maybe even a little bit mockingly, sort of almost makes your case for you and says, "Hey, she did half the job. Give her the money. That seems reasonable."
Mm.
And Wiggins sort of turns to Gozu and says, "Look, you do your whispers with the crowd. I'll deal with this." And he reaches down underneath the counter and he pulls out. He sort of counts some coins up and he says, 10 gold pieces for each of your little crew here. More than reasonable, considering I think I have a fair argument for you of not really keeping your end of the bargain." And he slams down 60 gold pieces on the counter.
Yeah.
I nod, grab the money. Everyone's there like divvy out whatever. Then I flip him a gold piece back to him and say, "Have a pint, please."
Oh, lovely. Yeah, everyone gains themselves 10 gold pieces.
Actually, how much is around?
1 moment, I have that here somewhere.
I think it's,
Sorry, I
it's
was
less
just
than a
doing
gold,
the
right?
Wait, how
slightly.
many?
10
How
gold
many?
pieces.
10. Okay.
Indeed. For to get something for everybody, if you just want just some basic, just like a basic mug of ale, you are looking at, what's this? 6 of you, isn't there?
Yeah.
24 copper.
Yes, fine. So I'll flip him the whole gold piece
Whew.
and say, like, get us around, keep the change.
Yeah, yeah, and he immediately gets you the what happens to be the very last of his supply of beard and barrel.
That seems fitting.
Very kind of you.
And Gozu, as it does that, says, turns to Wig and says, "You told me there was none left."
To be fair, the guy just paid us 60 gold, which is quite a lot of money in this world, for basically nothing.
Yes, I think he's been very generous considering.
Yeah.
Not gonna complain.
Because he's got nothing. I mean, I suppose he kind of has, but, you know, because we resolved the situation for him. Gozu, any what's the latest? And I had to get Gozu one as well. Or if he's not exactly enough for us, I'll give mine to Gozu,
Oh, even kinder.
and I'll just take like a something else.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so yeah, you give your beard and barrel to Gozu. You get it's slightly not quite as well known drink, but it's still pretty good. Gozu turns to you and says, "Well, since you've been gone, somebody in here yesterday works down at the hospital, telling me they've got zombies on one of the wards." And he just sort of
really?
looks at you, waiting for reaction. Zombies.
Yeah, well, I know about that.
Sorry.
I'm a reporter. Anything else?
And Gozer almost looks a little bit challenged, a little bit flummoxed. Like,
I know, that's the idea.
that's his thing. He's the source of information. Smuggling. No.
What's latest in smuggling? I know about smuggling, but is there any developments?
They're bringing stuff in at the docks.
Yeah.
You can see he's clearly quite sort of taken aback at the fact that you've sort of pretty much called him out at that point.
Yeah, we know about that. We spoke to you about that last time. What's the latest on the smuggling? Any news? Any changes?
And you see he sort of looks around. He looks side to side, almost a little over the top. It's a little bit sort of it's very panto, I guess. And says, "Between you and I, and only you and I," and he sort of looks at you for a moment as he says that, Willow Quicksteps in on this smuggling.
Excellent. And who is Willow Quickstep? No, do I know who that? Do I recognise that name?
No, you don't. No. So you're asking Gozu though, yeah?
Everyone else at the bar, right, at the moment? Are people at the bar?
I don't know. You guys all at the bar?
You said there was no seats.
There's
If
no
we couldn't
seats,
find a
you know.
table, then we're.
I look around to the rest of the party to see if anyone else recognises Willow.
Yeah. Xavier and Carl, you both recognise this name.
What?
Willow is the owner, proprietor of the antique shop, Gunlower's Antiquary.
Oh,
right, yeah.
We already know that.
Carl, from time in the watch, there's always
Yeah.
been a little bit of a suspicion that Gunlower's possibly was a fence, yeah. But never really able to prove that. Yeah. But pretty good place to get valuables. Arguably a pretty good place to also move on valuables.
Okay, at that point, I look round to the rest of the party, and when they get when someone goes oh, it's gun lowers or whatever, I go, oh yeah, gun lower, and I try to do persuasion, I guess, that we already know this, give us the real information.
Yeah, you can go for it.
I think. Oh come on, 8.
I will give you a chance of that. Let's make a roll for Gozu quick.
I think Gozo's got his measure.
No, apparently
Yeah.
Gozu is not as wise as you are persuasive. Yeah, and seems to fall for it immediately and says, well, between you and I, I hear gun lowers may have some magical items.
What sort of magical items?
Well, it wouldn't really be fitting with a gentleman of my stature to speculate on such things.
No, and of course we have established you do have a rather large stature. Stature so large, it's a surprise the stool still stands.
And this seems to amuse Gozu. Gozu actually just sort of laughs at you.
It is a joke. I smile as I say it.
Yeah, he seems quite sort of enamoured with the sort of playfulness of it actually, and says, yeah, well, I have seen my better days. I will take that one on the chins.
Cool. I think that's probably enough for this. If anyone else has anything to say, yeah, I didn't expect he's what we're kind of rinsing of information we already know.
Yeah.
Well, the magic items is quite handy. I can imagine a certain member of our party who might want to visit there.
Carl.
I'm pretty sure one member of our party is a magic item.
Who's the member of the party?
You.
Oh, me.
Well, actually, quick question then, out of character. So, what's the rule? I'm assuming magic items are illegal, very illegal.
Yes, yeah, very much so.
As in, you'll die if you have them more.
So magical items that sort of existed pre the the law being brought in would be basically sort of confiscated, and owning them would be considered to be touting the law, essentially, going against it.
Treason.
And creation of new magic items would be massively frowned upon. Yeah.
Unless you're a member of government, because
Of course.
I mean, I could not say.
Okay, and then the next question is, in terms of magical items, my understanding of Warforged are that they are enchanted. So who does the enchanting for them?
So Warforged in this setting are actually kind of mechanical.
They are actually mechanical.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Okay, great. And then the next question: the lightning rail, is that mechanical as well, or is that powered by some sort of magical?
No, that is magical. There's no secret about it. They're actually powered by elementals, which are trapped within the trains. But
Right.
yeah, it is magic powered. Yes. And that's not a secret. That's quite open knowledge.
Cool.
Would Colby happy going on that train where it's magical?
I think you might find it makes me bilious.
Pop Carl some sleeping pills so he can sleep the journey away.
Yeah,
Mr. T
Full on.
style.
yeah, full on Mr.
I
T.
was just about to say.
I pity the fool that rides on a lightning train.
Yeah, I guess. Is there anything you guys want to do?
Do you have to book tickets for the lightning train, or do we just turn up? Is it
No, I mean there's a charge to use the lightning train. There is a fare to use it, but it's pretty capacity's pretty generous, and it's a relatively upper class form of travel. So in general, it would be very rare to turn up and not be able to get aboard.
Do we know what the fare is?
Yeah, absolutely. For Griffinsteel to Pear Trees is 1 gold piece each way.
Oh,
Expenses. We need to talk to Levi about expenses.
Well, you can go talk to him then, 'cause he doesn't like me.
I
Well,
paid 2 gold coins for my wolf as well.
Tell you what, actually, that's fair enough. We'll go in the morning if you want.
so this evening, So a round was basically a silver piece, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll spend two more silver piece on getting us drinks.
Nice.
Or getting me drinks mostly.
2
to
rounds for
celebrate.
yourself.
To celebrate our success.
I won't stay long. I'll stay for a couple and then I'll go. I certainly won't be drinking into the night.
That's what people who drink into the night say.
I certainly will be.
I will go like fairly early, maybe around 7 or 8 o'clock.
You guys making plans to meet back up, and what?
So, yeah, I think we should. During the first round, I think we should talk about what we're going to do next. So, are we going to head to Pear Trees?
I think so. I
Yeah.
reckon.
She. So did she? No, did we work out how far away the forest was from Pear Trees? Didn't we?
It was 8-hour train ride, right?
It's an 8-hour train drive from here to Pear Trees, and Pear Trees is basically, it's a large town, but it's like a rural agricultural town.
Yeah.
And it pretty much sits alongside the forest itself.
Did she give us an idea of whereabouts in the forest she met up with this furblog? Or
She did not.
I think maybe we should go and ask her.
Have to do some investigating.
Yeah, investigation.
Well, I've been near that forest before, by the way.
Yes, yeah, you would have been, yeah.
Would I know that area then?
I mean, you may have been in the area. I mean, the forest itself is extremely vast. It's hundreds and hundreds of square miles. So I mean, you wouldn't know the forest like the back of your hands, but you're familiar with the area at least, yeah.
Oh, Pear Trees.
Oh, I've been there before.
Where's this?
Guess where it is.
I guess we meet up and we'll just make a plan. Should we just meet at the record again in the morning? And if we need to go speak to so and so before we leave to find out more information, we do that, right? If we want to know specifically where we're going. If not, we just jump on the old train and ask around.
The forest is flipping enormous.
Yeah, it is very big.
It is.
Or we could split in the same way as we did this afternoon, this morning, and Carl can go and do his guarding stuff and chat to the prisoner, and I and whoever else, maybe not Xavier this time.
Yeah, maybe.
Can go and chat to Levi.
Yeah.
I don't think I did anything.
Cool.
Why don't you have a lie-in, and then you meet us after we've done these bits?
Sure. But you have to buy me a drink. Like a proper drink. Like one off the top shelf.
I'll
Then the morning's all yours.
chuck you another silver. Go and get us all a proper drink.
Get us all a proper drink.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it costs more than a silver.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
No, you can get around for that. Or
So
less. I mean, Eleanor paid over quite significantly, so I'm sure they're able to work with you. Yeah.
That's cheap shots. Perfect.
Cool. It sounds like you guys have a plan of action.
Yeah.
Then, so.
Yeah, so I'll spend the next morning like reading stuff, and, like have a bit of a lazy morning. The rest of these guys, however, they can do what they like.
Okie dokie. So, what was the plan for the morning? Sorry. So.
I'm going to go down to the watch house, and with either of Elwyn or Warforged or possibly Leokin if he's about.
They weren't hidden, Jake, by the way.
And I'm going to we are going to just talk to her about what we can find out about this Furblog, how she met him, where she met him, how she found out about it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and then Eleanor and some of those people are going to go and ask about expenses and maybe them buying us tickets for the train.
Okay. We've got a couple minutes till 10, so I guess I will deal with both of those quick. So expenses is not a problem. All you have to do is ask. They're very happy. So quite surprised that you felt you had to ask. Yeah, as long as any expenses you have to take care of, they'll reimburse you for whenever you return to the office. As long as you can sort of justify your need for whatever expenses were incurred, then they will see you paid for those.
Okay.
I offer up the idea of giving in an extra stories in a week to get extra pay. Is that a thing that might happen or not?
Yeah, Levi's open to that. He says that's something he's happy to sort of treat on a story by story basis. If you come to him with something that's particularly worthwhile or particularly of interest, then yeah, absolutely, he's certainly willing to consider that a sort of performance based bonus, I guess.
I won't give him anything just yet. Just so I know for the future.
That's cool. Carl Caristiona. So you want it just any information, basically, as much information as you can get, I suppose.
Yeah. So I want to know how she heard of this guy.
Yep.
And how she contacted him.
Cool.
Where she went, as much as she can remember.
Who's on notes? Is that Jake?
What have I done?
I see your name is on the notes page at the minute, so prepare for an info dump.
Okay.
No, I'll go through quickly the information you get from her. So she was originally diagnosed as having the blight 16 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
She spent around 18 months looking for any kind of cure or medical help, but there was nothing available, basically. And off her own back, off no information from anybody, she headed to Neelam's Grove, wanting to be close to nature. She says that she was always quite close with nature. Always had felt like she had an affinity, I guess, with open spaces, the forest, that sort of thing. And so she literally went to Needham's Grove looking to be at one with nature and to just see if she could either find an answer or to live out whatever time she had peacefully. And she came across Bejor naturally, actually. He was part of a tribe of furbolgs lived in Needham's Grove, who she became friendly, and she actually spent some time living with them. She lived there for just over 2 years. Learned a lot about their way of life, and their various medicines and their own sort of beliefs and practices. And initially, she'd always been told by Bejor and by the rest of these furbolgs that the blight was incurable. There was nothing they could do. But as she became sort of closer to them and more sort of, I guess, almost considered part of their tribe, Bejor began to basically tell her that there may be an option that they had never previously considered. She's very unaware of the details of what it was. There was some kind of ritual, as she told you previously. To her, it felt like it lasted for days, even weeks. And when she came to consciousness, she was alone in the middle of the forest. She spent a few weeks looking for Bejor, or the furbolgs. Found no trace of them, She sort of went round areas that she thought they'd previously been, and she found not only them not there, but no traces of them ever having been there.
Damn.
I will get. Who is it? Just Carl there at the moment.
I would have gone with him.
Yeah.
Warforged.
Play out with Carl afterwards.
Yeah, I think Wolf
I
as
don't
well.
know. Yeah, I'll go.
I will get you all that are there to make a history check for me.
Doesn't say.
Someone's rolled well.
Hey, Warforged, it's lucky you went.
I feel like I was alive when this history happened.
Wait, what?
Carl, none of this really sort of seems to jog much in you. Elwyn, you've obviously lived a lot longer than anybody else in this party or in this particular conversation. You're familiar. Furbolgs are quite they're like a tribal race. And they do tend to they tend to be quite mobile. They don't tend to sort of they don't like set up homes or dwellings and stay for very long. They do tend to be on the move quite often. So nothing in this story is particularly sort of out of place to you. It all sounds quite fitting with what you know. Warforged, you actually know a little bit more on this. This story, as Caristiona is sort of relaying this to Carl, it kind of rings a few bells with you, and you can remember some time with your creator, where he actually was quite good friends with a Furbolg tribe, or at least on quite friendly terms with a particular Furbolg tribe. Not in Needham's Grove though. This was actually in the north of Griffinstill, to the sort of north side of the continent. So although this sort of particular tribe doesn't sort of mean much to you, you certainly have a lot of familiarity with Furbolgs, and this idea of them disappearing without a trace is not unheard of. You had quite a similar experience actually. The Furbolgs your creator was in contact with, they also disappeared very immediately, almost overnight, with no trace left behind of their sort of tribe. If anyone has any further questions, I can answer it. Or...
I can't. Are they snakes by chance?
What, the Furbolgs?
No, the things that went missing.
Things that went missing?
You said that like things started going missing, or like tribes started going missing.
Yeah, the Furbolgs.
Did you say that? Yeah. Oh.
That is
Did
the
the
Furbolgs
cause that? Oh.
No, it was the Furbolgs that went missing.
What if it was the snakes who made them go missing?
Sorry, what was that, Shane?
Did she have any items that she kept, or anything?
No, when she woke in the forest, she had nothing on her. She was clothed, and that was it. She had nothing at all.
What did she do with the clothes she had on her?
She wore them for a few years. She doesn't have them anymore. No further questions?
I'm one.
I know it's quite an info dump, so.
My wolf, so I can see if I can find that out, but there's nothing there.
I don't think. It's the journal.
Okay. Cool. In that case, I think that's where we'll leave that session then. And everybody feels like they have gained a lot of experience of the world.
Ooh.
And everybody can level up to level 4 before the next session.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So yeah, if everyone
spell.
levels up on D&D Beyond, let me know when they have, and I will update your characters accordingly.
Cool. Thank you.
My
I've got to say,
before we go as well.
leveling up as a wizard is always the best because you always get stuff.
Always get a new spell.
There's
It's
always a
great.
treat.
Two.
Right
Yeah, two.
Is it 2 every level? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which is why you start what I started doing with Bryn when you got to like more like 6, 7, 8 levels is like looking for all the low-level ritual spells because I just had too many spells.
Yeah.
That's why I had like every single ritual spell under the sun. Yeah, it's good. Whereas I just get an ASI.
Oh yeah, nice. Bloody hell. This is interesting. Right, so time to start multi-classing already, yeah?
Do you know what? I'm tempted to multi-class.
So how do you level in Beyond then? Is there a magic button for it?
If you press the like the builder button, the anvil, and it
just
says like what level you are, you just change the level.
Oh, you just change it there. Okay,
Yeah,
so
and it'll tell you like all the things like the list of feats and stuff will change, and then you can
go through it. Cool.
Yeah, it's like highlight in blue. I think stuff you can change or something. If I remember.
Yeah, I think so. It does, yes, with an exclamation mark.
Yeah. Oh, ability score improvement. Excellent.
I've done mine, Sam.
Love. Oh, that's quick. Well done, Shane.
Well, mine's pretty obvious which I'm going to go being a ranger, to be honest, if you know the feats.
Sharpshooter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Even though it's boring.
People who know rogues better, how important is charisma? I can't remember. Wait, is charisma my spellcasting thing?
Yeah, well,
No,
you arcane trickster, aren't you?
Intelligence is your spellcasting, I think. Because you're basically mini wizard, so intelligence is your spellcasting.
I should probably get some more intelligence then.
Double check I've got that right, but I'm sure that's what it is.
At the moment, I've got a really high charisma. I'm not quite sure why. Oh, the reason I have high charisma at the moment is because it made sense for my character to have high charisma for her backstory, not for any like mechanical reason.
If you need any help leveling up Cormac, obviously you can do it yourself, or if you need help, you can ask me kindly.
Did you get a new gadget for his arm? A new arm?
I will ask you on the weekend.
The weekend. That seems reasonable.
Does he get like a mod?
Yeah, he slowly turns into like War Machine essentially. Yeah, he'll just get like a new upgrade every time he levels up. That's not true, by the way, Cormac.
I don't know.
Do you know what? I'm so unfamiliar with Warforged. I'm not really sure what you get at level 4. Is it just ability score?
He's Warlock, right?
It's a class, right?
Oh, of course, yeah. Why am I thinking that Warforged is a class? It's totally not. Yeah.
Would be well cool though, for like a robot class.
Yeah, how do I know what my spellcasting, whatever it's called, is?
It should say because you should have the spellcasting ability, and it should say on there what it is.
Where is it? Under feats.
Yours is intelligence.
Yeah.
Mine is intelligence.
Yeah.
Oh, so I best get some more intelligence. Why do I have such a good charisma? I think it just say for that reason.
Oh yeah, Cormac, you've just got ability score improvement anyway, so yours is pretty straightforward.
Right.
It's either 2 points or a feat, but we can sort that out the weekend. That's cool. I suppose I'll probably let Cody know he's leveled up as well, right?
Nah,
Should we just
we'll
not
just
tell
won't
him and
let
wait
him
until
know.
halfway, like in 4 sessions' time, when he's like working out why he's underpowered? Is that harsh? Probably.
I'm just debating whether I just take a straight stat boost or whether I take a feat.
I'm leveled up.
Sweet.
I take the stat boost because I realise I use intelligence.
Yeah, I think I need to just bump my intelligence.
Early gamer, I think it's almost always the boost, right? Unless you're a feat you really want.
Some feats are really good.
I just feel like you always want to race to 20 for whatever your best stat, like your
like
stat,
I mean, I
right?
want to get 20 intelligence, right? But
The awkward thing is that so I took one in Dex, but it didn't do anything. And you should take another one in Dex to get a +4.
Yeah.
I think you did 18, right?
Yes.
yeah, 18 is your +4.
Yeah.
Oh, it's sharpshooter. I'll just get disadvantage every time I get an extra 10 damage. I'll get,
It worked for
-5.
Slork.
Yeah, I think I am. Because I mean, it's not too bad for me because I at least get to like take more spells and stuff. So like,
As a
the worst.
wizard, you really want to.
I'll catch you all later.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right, Shano.
There's definitely.
Next week, I'm going to do my roll early on before we go. See if we get the wall.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, 'cause it's new day, isn't it? Yeah.
Bye.
Cool, mate. See you later.
Yeah.
See ya.
Goodbye.
You off as
Definitely a
well,
couple
Mr.
of
Cormac?
feet so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna head off as well. That was
Yeah.
great.
Cormac.
I didn't know why you're worried, Sam.
Yeah.
I think part of it was because I wasn't entirely sure what you guys would do this session, so I kind of prepped lots of various little options and was like, they're almost certainly for a curveball, but it was all fine.
Yeah. Right. With GG. Good night.
Yeah, nice one. Take care, mate.
Cheers.
Yeah.
I think I might end up just taking a feat, take Sentinel.
Sentinel is pretty great, but then also so is having your strength higher if that's what you use for
Yeah.
attacks and stuff. Like,
Yeah, strength is.
that's all that
Yeah.
is going to be. It's just more damage, higher chance to hit, more damage.
Mm.
But then feats are really good fun. I definitely want to get the war